Spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Estamos aquí, oye, que estamos aquí. Mírame, estamos aquí. Desde hace rato, cuando ustedes llegaron, ya estaban las huellas de nuestros zapatos. Se robaron hasta la comida de gato y todavía se están lamiendo el plato. Bien encabronados con estos ingratos. Hoy le doy duro a los tambores hasta que me acusen de maltrato. Si no entiendes el dato, pues te lo tiro en cumbia, bossa nova, tango o vallenato. A los Calaboy y bambú, bien frontú, con sangre caliente como Timbuktu. Estamos dentro del menú. Tupac se llama Tupac por Tupac Amaru del Perú. América no es solo USA, papá. Esto es desde Tierra del Fuego hasta Canadá. Hay que ser bien bruto, bien hueco. Es como decir que África es solo Marruecos. Estos canallas se les olvidó que el calendario que usan se lo inventaron los mayas con la Valdivia precolombina. Desde hace tiempo, este continente camina, pero ni con toda la marina pueden sacar de la vitrina la peste campesina. Esto va para el capataz de la empresa. El machete no es solo para cortar caña, también es para cortar cabeza.
Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. 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 Te muerde, te muerde.
Los paramilitares, las guerrillas, los hijos del conflicto, las pandillas, las listas negras, los falsos positivos, los periodistas asesinados, los desaparecidos, los narcogobiernos, todos los que robaron, los que se manifiestan y los que se olvidaron, las persecuciones, los golpes de estado, el país en quiebra, los exiliados, el peso devaluado, el tráfico de droga, los carteles, las invasiones, los emigrantes sin papeles, 5 presidentes en 11 días, disparo a quemarropa por parte de la policía, más de 100 años de tortura, la nova trova cantando en plena dictadura. Somos la sangre que sopla la presión atmosférica. Gambino, mi hermano, esto sí es América.
Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. Si quieres mi machete
viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII el barón de Holbach, ¿no? Un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
Okay, here we go, family. All right. Hey, what up, brother Joe? Good to have you here. I don't know if you just posted that, man, or if that was earlier. But either way, man, good to have you here. For anybody that's listening in later on, well, first of all, good evening, good morning, good afternoon for you guys that watch this from afar, because I do have a few people. All praises to our Creator for that. Check it out. Title's called Chaotic KAUKASIODS. Chaotic KAUKASIODS, which is not that different than KAOKASIODS, or you know what I'm saying, Khazars. I call them KAOKASIODS, whatever. So I do want to make that clear today. You're going to hear me say that a lot. I think a lot of these people here that we see, they want to all of a sudden get away from, and I think all will be revealed if the brother shows up. He had mentioned that they're going to try to point the finger at these particular people, right? You know, like as if it's their fault. Now, keep in mind, family, they call supposedly these self-proclaimed, well, first of all, these people who are self-proclaimed Jews, they call them Jews, and they say these Jews have power, right? They keep saying that. Now, we were saying that too. And they're like, they keep saying that too as well. But think about this for a moment, family. Think about this for a moment. They're Europeans. These self-proclaimed Jews are Europeans. Y'all can argue all you want about it, but they even, I guess you could say, indirectly say it themselves, because when, you know, they're out there fighting in the Middle East, and they call those people Arabs. They call Palestinians Arabs. They don't call themselves Arabs. Why is that? You gotta wonder why they don't call themselves Arabs. They're like those Arabs. So let's get to clarity here. These self-proclaimed Jews are not from the Middle East. They are Europeans. Chomsky even said it himself. It doesn't matter what we believe. It doesn't matter if it's factual. The fact remains is that in today's society, they're considered Jews no matter what. So the fact is that they don't call themselves Arabs either. They call Palestinians Arabs. They call everybody else Arabs in that region except themselves. So then now that must testify that they consider themselves Europeans. So basically what I'm trying to tell you, fam, is these self-proclaimed Jewish people who practice Judaism, it's just a religion they chose to practice. They are no different than these white Christmas Christians. They're no different. They're from the same thing, fam. Do not let these people confuse you. Okay? Because that's why I'm saying this chaotic KAUKASIOD shit. Because that's exactly what it is. They're not supposedly, all of a sudden they're Jews, so they're not like us. Bro, this man could pass for a so-called self-proclaimed Jew because that's in society, it's accepted that way. Do you get what I'm saying? But anyways, this is different because we're going to hit some topics today, man. Like today, you can say that the Most High put it in my spirit to kind of leash out and eat them and put these people somehow in the remembrance of what will occur. Because if you believe in the Bible, this shit's going to happen to you then. This ain't no fairy tale, you know? But let's get to it.
Or has this to say to America?
About a minute and a half, and then I want to turn the rest of my time to Mr. Jordan.
Yes, sir. I would just say that I consider the hearing today my last act of service as a public servant for the United States of America, and I'll give you my professional opinion. I personally have no confidence that the FBI will rein in its own conduct. There are no current effective checks and balances against them conducting lawless action with any type of correction in a legitimate time frame. Their ability to overclassify information can allow them to stonewall forever. My other recommendations are in the natural order. First, vote. The second is the Second Amendment. Arm yourself and know how to defend yourself. Make 3 to 4 friends in your neighborhood and promise to come to each other's mutual aid in times of hardship. And during the Great Depression, people stocked up a pantry. So I think that's a good practice, especially in our economic times. And make sure you have 3 to 4 months of food. As a person of faith, I'd say pray the rosary and read the gospel of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and live it every day. And that's
So apparently this man is saying that you are coming across danger. Danger is bound to happen to you. You guys go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. Okay. We're going to read something real quick. I want to bring this to your attention. Now, I'm using the New Oxford Annotated Bible with Apocrypha. I'm going to use a couple translations so we can zigzag our way through this. Verse 27 says this: "For the worship of idols, not to be named, is the beginning and the cause and the end of every evil." Understand what that means? I mean, look, you can break this down any way you want. The fact remains is that when you have these many religions with a wicked background, pushing a wicked, hateful doctrine to, let's say, sincerely innocent people, you have to wonder what that so-called religion is about. And we now have discussed and understand that these type of things, right? This type of idolatry, these celebrations that are hollow, is the beginning of destruction. Like, for example, when you look at Rome, if you look at its history, you know, you go further into the Roman kings, the Roman emperors that were chosen later, and they fell into debauchery. And it was in that debauchery that their empire fell. Do you get what I'm saying? Verse 12 in Wisdom of Solomon 14 says, "For the idea of making idols, was the beginning of fornication." Now, a lot of people right now practice Kabbalah, whether you guys believe it or not. You guys practice that chakra, that meditation, that self-creation. Whatever you think about, you manifest. A lot of people are doing that, even though they have no clue where that religion or faith comes from. That's Kabbalah teachings. 7 levels of man, so to speak. For the beginning of making idols was the beginning of fornication, and the invention of them was the corruption of life. And when we see that today, I see that today. Let's see if I have this verse here. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me go here. I want to show you guys something. Because verse 12, in kind of like a little bit more descriptions that you can probably get into, right? It says here on the bottom, if you read verse, let's see, 8 through 18, he gives us a, supposedly an understanding of, their opinion. But when you read verse 12, it talks about abomination, a common term for idolatry. And we can see several precepts here, right? So like, for example, in Maccabees 1:149, I think it's 149. Let me go back. Yeah, 43 to 49, right? It starts off here, and it's actually talking about how, here, first Maccabees 1:43, yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. Now, these people were practicing Mithraism, okay? So when it's talking about sacrificing to idols, I'll give you one thing that I think Mithra used to do this, or at least not Mithraism had a lot of branches, and there was a religion in Roman Greek times where it was worshiping Sol Victus. Now, Sol Victus had a concept of where these people would baptize themselves under a like a cow, I think, or a bull. So the bull would be like on top, and they would get underneath, kind of like somebody changing your oil at a gas station, and they'd cut the animal and its guts, and all the blood would fall on the person, and that would be considered baptism, cleansing you with the blood of the bull, which some people say the blood of the lamb. You see what I'm saying? Right? So now we see these pollutions. Verse 46, and pollute the sanctuary and the holy people. Why? The practices. Correct? Now, we're talking about something totally different than what we see today. But let's put it this way, family. A lot of you guys are probably, whether you know it or not, your families are out there celebrating Thanksgiving. For what? What are you thinking? What are you thanking people for? What is that? The turkey and shit? The turkey? Is that what you're Thanksgiving for? The turkey? Really? When you see what is about to occur, because from when I noticed, and I think it's clear to all of us, that it's kind of time to get your shit right, man. I'm not saying you're running out of time. Nobody knows when, but you know what I mean? It's getting pretty chaotic around here. Jeremiah 51 says, the word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Keep in mind, Babylon. What occurred in Babylon? Captivity, correct? Now here's the vengeance towards Babylon. Kingdom or kingdoms. Because kingdoms come, kingdoms go, right? The vision of Daniel saw 4 of them. Declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal it not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. What are we seeing a lot nowadays? For a lot of, at least what I can tell you, a lot of Christians that I've spoken with do admit that the way that Christianity is being pushed right now is not what they were used to. I think it's very obvious that Christianity has always been a white nationalist idea. It's never been. I think people are now just a little more aware of the fact that it's in their face. You know what I'm saying? You don't see these churches pushing back against anybody, all of the or gente being arrested and taken by masked people. That's very clear on you guys. Let me go to chapter 51. Chapter 51, verse 44. I think verse 44. Maybe I could skip this one, but let me see this. And 51:44 it says, and I will punish Bel in Babylon. This is a deity. And I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he had swallowed up. And the nations shall not flow together anymore unto him. Yea, the walls of Babylon shall fall. And you know, in Revelation, obviously, you guys that follow the New Testament, it talks about Babylon falling again. Now remember, there's 4 kingdoms in Daniel. All of them fall. And the vision of the eagle, where there's a kingdom that didn't die but was wounded, is the same one. 4th is the same one. Now I'll say this to you, and I appreciate you, brother, for sending me this video. You know, you don't have, I don't have to do that, but you know, it's a message for a gente, man. I mean, and I guess sometimes I say a lot, but there's a few things that actually do make sense, man. And you're correct. Hopefully people catch on. You got people here trying to steal your shit, and you don't even know it's yours. It's like you don't even know you don't even know you're sitting on $1 million, so to speak, and somebody's going behind your back trying to take that ticket. Like just imagine you as a kid, another kid, hey, what's up, man? And you're kind of sitting up a little bit. You're not leaning back, but you have your little envelope full with your little $1 million ticket, and some kid that's trying to be so-called your friend, he's reaching behind you, trying to take that envelope, bro. That's exactly what that is. And what I'm trying to do is show you guys, like, yo, you gotta open up that envelope, okay? Just open it up. And if you don't like it, fine. Maybe it ain't for you. But I think that if you take your time and pay attention and read these things that we provide for you without being so insecure, I think you just might be able to help us here to get rid of that malinche shit that we're all suffering. A lot of you guys are suffering that malinche shit. You guys want to be enslaved. I don't understand that. Thank you, bro, for pointing that out, man. Thank you. You know, you probably could have said it better than me, to be honest with you, brother. You're pretty smart yourself. Isaiah 46. I'm sorry, Isaiah 46. Point this out real quick, because a lot of times we forget that. We forget that these things have to be declared. 46:9 says it says, remember the former things of old. You see, it talks about going back into your history also as well. Right? Remember what happened long ago. Some people say, hey, you know, that happened a long time ago. Like, you know what I mean? 1492, that happened a long time ago. Well, yeah, but 1776 so did too, but you keep bringing that shit up. Right? Remember what happened long ago. Acknowledge that I alone am God and that there's no one else like me. So a lot of these natives, right? Natives, they're like, me no Hebrew. We've been here 1,000 millions of years. Okay, so then explain this to us. Why is this happening to the indigenous gente? Huh? Seriously. Why do we see immigration going after our people specifically? Can you guys explain that? Is there anywhere in your great magical native historical tree that can explain that to us? It's very hard to really listen when you have no explanation for it. And it says, verse 10, from the beginning I predicted the outcome. And a lot of our native brothers, you know, indigenous people, historically, they and I don't remember the books exactly. I think it's one that I have in books, and I think it's a book regarding La Llorona, but it's actually mentioning how our people had an idea of foreigners coming and taking the land, and that's why the concept of the Llorona, you know, also relates to, because she was crying for her children that were about to die or that had died. But I think the story was that was about to die, and that's pretty heavy, right? From the beginning, I predicted the outcome. Long ago, I foretold what would happen. I said that my plans would never fail, that I would do everything I intended to do. And our people, if you read the history, limited, but what has been written and what they said is they expected, you know, for lack of better words, payback or reset. Like that's not even. I mean, you even listen to the Hopi prophecy. They even say that shit. They even say that. So explain that. You know what I mean? Because like in reality, bro, when you look at what, well, I can't even explain it. I mean, okay, I'll give you an example then. Why is it certain people doing this? Like, what is it? What is it about us that they hate so much? And why did the creator of it all, okay, say this about them? It says, Obadiah 1:8, on the day I punish Edom, I will destroy their clever men. Remember, I shared with y'all Joshua 28:20. It talks about how Esau is a deceiving person that is interested in what men think in order to persuade them. I will destroy this clever man and wipe out their wisdom. I've read that to you guys. Look up Joshua 28, verse 20, I believe. And it'll tell you Esau is Edom, basically, family. So then why is the creator utterly mad at these people? Do you get what I'm saying? Now, look, keep this in mind. For you brothers that don't believe, and maybe you're kind of listening, who did this happen to? Remember 1492, when these Spaniards came, they're not just one like raza. Keep that in mind. This is what we teach here. They weren't just white people, fam. When these bastards, dirty bastards full of diseases came, what did they do to our children? It's written. Bartolomé de las Casas wrote about it. Now you see also American Holocaust. Other books have mentioned it. We have even like pictures what they drew, grabbing the children by the legs and smashing them on the tree trunks. Right? Psalms 137:7 says, "Remember, Lord, that the Edomites did the day Jerusalem was captured." Remember how they kept saying, "Tear it down to the ground," meaning they had no sympathy for their own brethren. Babylon, you will be destroyed. This is Psalms in the future. Happy are those who pay you back for what you have done to us, who takes your babies and smashes them against the stones, the rock. Didn't they do that when they showed up in 1492? How is it that is in there? How is that possible? Do you know what I mean? And like for you natives that don't believe this, how is it that our gente were the ones that actually got to this? Because this is what actually was declared in the old times. If we didn't obey, why do you think our gente, whether you believe in this book or not, were very, so to speak, observant to their quote unquote gods? Either way you want to look at it, but you heard that history. You don't deny that shit, do you? The curses for disobedience. Our gente, whether you believe that they're part of this book or not, still kept an ordinance that, like, for example, they sacrificed it to their gods because what? When things got bad, supposedly that's what you believe, correct? So they still did something for their God. They had order. Now, keep this in mind. Who in the world got infected by disease and got slaughtered by it? And where else does anybody even talk about that? Deuteronomy 28:22 says, the Lord will strike you with infectious disease, with swelling and fever. Verse 27, the Lord will send boils on you, as he did in the Egyptians. This is smallpox, fam. He will make your bodies break out with sores, chicken pox, for example. You will be covered with scabs all over your ass, all over your nutsack, everywhere. Your eyelids, your ears, your head, your nostrils inside. You will itch, and there will be no cure. You guys know for a fact that we went through that. And who supposedly took advantage of that disease? Did they lament? Did they care for it? Did they even consider? No, not at all. They made sure to even bring you guys on a cold day some sheets full of disease. Now, we know the Europeans didn't bring specifically smallpox. We know that Africans brought smallpox, right? That's really where the detriment came from. But who had a concept about it? Who had the upper hand? Now, this is why I try to tell y'all, family, these so-called people that claim, oh, look at these Jews. Look at these Jews. They're white just like you. You're just a Christian. They're just a Jew. That's it. It's no different. Y'all are white people, man. This is the relationship that we have to focus on now, fam. That's the relationship that we have to focus on. Because look, Ezekiel 25 even says this to us too. Check this out. Ezekiel 25. And in verse 12, watch what it says. The sovereign Lord said, the people of Edom took cruel revenge on Judah, and that revenge has brought lasting guilt on Edom. Now I announce that I will punish Edom and kill every person and animal there. I will make it a wasteland from the city of Taman to the city of Dedan, and the people will be killed in battle. Now, I always ask, do you guys claim to know this Bible so much? Who the fuck are you in this Bible? Because guess what? If you say, well, that doesn't matter, then how come you have the nerve and to tell people that in case when you criticize somebody, all of a sudden they're anti-Semitic? Well, where the fuck if they're Semitic, then what the hell are you? Those are questions that need to be asked at this moment, fam. Because I see the hatred, I see the envy, and quite frankly, I'll give you an example of who these people truly are.
Get into that. I just want to read a little passage from your book. You focus at the beginning of their two best friends, actually, Leshiger and Levine, and Levine ends up killing Leshiger. But I just want to read this paragraph. One night at his house, Levine confessed to Nicole, I think that was his sister, that he had once shot and killed a child. He was just a little boy, he told her, but he had a gun. He also introduced her to his dog, a tautly poised, hyper-alert Belgian Malinois named Rocky that had been one of the unit's working animals. Nicole wanted to know why it had no teeth. Levine told her that its titanium dentures had been surgically removed upon retirement because the dog had been trained to attack and had grown accustomed to feeding on the flesh of people killed in special operations raids, including being allowed as a treat to eat human brains.
See that shit? How is this any different than what the fucking people in Gaza experience? How is this any different than what 1492 talked about? Do you guys know about that book, Dogs of Conquest? I have that. I've shared that with y'all. Dogs of Conquest. These are the animals that nobody really talks about. You talk about white folks, predominantly the history was that white folks came and all that shit, right? But now we know it was white folks, black folks, Arabs, all that shit, right? They also brought animals, family, on top of the disease and shit. Quite frankly, our people were more afraid of a fucking dog than them, because these dogs were trained to fucking eat you. Look at this shit right here. They're no different. One just calls himself a Jew, but is European, and the other just calls himself a Christian, but they're European. Y'all are the same fucking people. You look no different. Polish, Ukrainians, Germans, French, British, Spaniards, y'all look the same. Shit. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me say what's up to y'all, brother. What's up, man? Good to have you here. What up, brother? Good to have you here, bro. Yeah, keep posting, man. Help the algorithm so people can catch this. You know what I'm saying? There's good information.
Horrifying, I know. And actually, people seized upon, and there's a lot of some criticism of my work. It's very much mixed. There's certain forums where current and former special operations soldiers talk about a number of things, and my book sometimes comes up. Some of them are supportive of it and agree that I've accurately diagnosed certain systemic problems in the community. Others attack it and say that it's exaggerated. And this is one thing that the opponents.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he has one called El Presidente. You should check it out. It's about 50 minutes long. Interesting stuff. Let me see if I can fast forward this real quick. I want to show you this. Oh man, here it goes right here, because it gets pretty heavy, bro. Look, watch.
So I want to talk about drugs, which play an important part in the text of your work. They're given drugs by the military. It leads to addictions. When you write about Levine, you write by 2008 he was smoking crack on a daily basis and regularly ingested MDMA, smoked crystal, methamphetamine, snorted powder heroin, and had even taken to inserting speedballs, a dangerous mixture of heroin and cocaine, into his rectum in a dissolvable capsule to get a quicker and more powerful high. The drugs and alcohol, I mean, the amount that these people ingest.
You guys hear that shit, bro? Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that shit? Man, I gotta hear that one more time, bro.
Of heroin and cocaine into his rectum in a dissolvable capsule to get a quicker and more powerful high. The drugs and alcohol, I mean, the amount that these people ingest, of course, is kind of staggering, and we'll talk about the drug dealing later, but talk about how pervasive that was and the culpability of the military in kind of kickstarting these habits.
The military prescribes special operators dextroamphetamine as a matter of course, commonly known as Adderall. It is an amphetamine that allows you to stay awake for long periods of time and to tolerate sleeplessness that some of these missions require. It also has the effect, whether incidental or not, of increasing aggression and suppressing empathy. In Levine's case, he specifically cited the prescription he had been given to Adderall as precipitating his drug issues, which is a common sort of gateway or path towards the abuse of harder substances. He started crushing and snorting his Adderall, taking double the dose that was given to him, and then pretty soon he graduated to just using cocaine and smoking crack cocaine. And then his drug use and dependency deteriorated from there. More generally in the community, there's a ton of drinking. I mean, alcoholism is a major factor of life in the Special Forces, and it's not to be puritanical or to be judgmental of these people. I mean, a lot of people in our country struggle with substance abuse. It's actually one of the
See, that's why you have to consider what we have read in the past before, and why, you know, when you go through these verses, you can't really skip. You can't really skip a lot, fam, and you shouldn't. You got to be mindful of the message. You got to be mindful of what's going to occur. You got to be mindful of how, you know, scripturally speaking, they say that they're going to be drinking the cup. The book says that they're going to be drinking the cup. A lot of us suffered of, you know, addictions. A lot of us are not dealing with that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? And all glory to our Creator. So what does it actually say? It says, Isaiah 48:11, what I do is done for my own sake. I will not let my name be dishonored or let anyone else share the glory that should be mine and mine alone. Watch this real quick. The Lord says, listen to me, Israel, the people I have called. I am God, the first, the last, and the only one. My hands made the earth's foundation and spread out the heavens. When I summon earth and sky, they come at once and present themselves. Now watch this. Assemble and listen, all of you. None of the gods could predict that the man I have chosen would attack Babylon. He will do what I want him to do. A lot is going on right now with our surroundings. And it's always considering this particular. Remember, there's 4 kingdoms. 4 kingdoms. 4 kingdoms. That has not changed. And from what we see, every kingdom, right, is ruled by who? Who is the world given to? Job 9:24 says, God gave the world to the wicked, right? He made all the judges blind. If God didn't do it, who did? So we see now that in this Babylon, after Babylon, after Babylon, after Babylon, it gets worse and worse and worse. And guess what it's actually speaking of? That in each kingdom, it's ruled by the wicked. And that's why you see wickedness. Now, like, for example, I don't know what's really going on with these Democrats, Republicans. They supposedly passed the bill that they're going to release the Epstein files. Now, if this is all really true, which I think it is, right? You know, obviously people went to jail and all that stuff, and women are saying that they got abused and raped. If this is really, 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 really true, you're talking about government, powerful people with money, bro. Kings, you know what I'm saying? Abusing children, bro. Abusing children, bro. Like, what the fuck, man? That's crazy. The earth is given unto the hand of the wicked, right? And we see this here. Let's continue. I want to show you this, man, because look. So I asked my native brothers here, why does this continue to happen to us here in our continent? Okay, so my question to y'all, what is the answer for this? This continues to happen to us. Now, is your solution government? Which one? The one that's in control? That one? The one that they brought? What is the solution? First of all, why did it happen, and what is the solution? That is my question to you natives that don't believe you're part of this actually history.
Gone viral, and I want to get your reaction to it, of landscapers who were being addressed by this individual that you see in the video. What do you say to people when they look at that and say that falls outside of this purview of getting criminals out? What do you say to them?
Martha, do we know the criminal records of those so-called landscapers? Do we know the criminal records of any illegal alien walking the streets here in Chicago or anywhere else? What we're finding is child rapists in big box stores looking to go into people's homes or hang those Christmas lights like we see in this video here. How do you know who these people are?
Did you hear this fucking stupid shit? So he's saying that landscapers are pedophiles, and they're the ones trying to hang the lights in there to peek into the fucking windows and look at kids. Speaking of pedophile, literally, bro. The nerve of these people to claim that gente is out there cutting grass so they can, commit a pedophiliac crime. If that's the proper way to say it, really. You're really gonna go there? Pinche linguini? Really, bro? But again, my question to y'all is, did this happen? And what is the solution? And why is it only happening to our people? And this is not like me pointing a finger. I'm being sincere. Because if you look at this book, it actually said, as part of the curses for not following God, right? It also said this, watch this. Verse 20 says, if you do evil and reject the Lord, he will bring on you disaster, confusion, and trouble in everything you do. Do you not see what's going on right now out there in the streets? These gentlemen my brethren are working. They're working. They're cutting the fucking trees, bro. They're trimming the gosh darn trees, bro. The bushes that your people don't want to fucking do. Really? These are your criminals? And on top of the question, why is this happening to us? Native brothers that don't believe you're part of this book? Why is this happening to us since 1492? And what's the solution since 1492?
Do they have a criminal record, maybe in their home country? Who are these people? Too many times we're finding that some very, very disreputable individuals are seeking work in people's homes, in their gardens, and otherwise. We don't want those people in society. And that's what we're after. And, I think we've done a really good job here in Chicago and other places to remove these types of individuals.
Basically, he's saying that they're going after perverted landscapers because, I guess they must have a pajarito. A pajarito, a little birdie told him, hey, you got to go after pervert landscapers. So again, to my brethren that don't believe that you are part of this history, then why the fuck is this happening only to our people in our continent? Explain that shit to me and the brethren and the sisters that are following as well.
It's that, those yeah. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, apaguen la luz, apaguen la luz. Háganse todos para este lado. Ahí vienen.
Mira, estamos en Elizabeth y cita aquí.
Right here. Háganse todos de este lado, porque se puede ver de allá afuera. Háganse todos para allá.
Aquí está mi dirección en Elizabeth, aquí estamos.
Váyanse, háganse para atrás. They're right here. Háganse todos para atrás porque se puede ver por fuera.
Mamá, es que no pudiste por ese lado, mamá. Ahí están ahí en la casa.
Ahí está mi carrito, mira, ven. Ahí está mi carrito.
You see the fear, bro. A sincere fear. That ain't made up shit. What other people right now are going through that? Matter of fact, dude, like you see those movies like so-called Jews, they're, over there in Germany. They went through that shit. They used to hide at the stores, not want to come out when they saw that kind of shit. When the Gestapos were walking around looking for fucking people. You guys, like for the pianos, the same shit. They all would run into their homes, bro, because the Gestapos would come around and pick up whoever they wanted. I'm just sincerely asking, man, if you believe that we're just, people that were like mushrooms and came out of this continent, then why the fuck is this happening to us? Leviticus 26:16 says, I will punish you. I will bring disaster on you. Incurable diseases. We already saw that. And fevers that will make you blind and cause your life to waste. What is that? That's the disease that we went to. Include all the smallpox and everything else, syphilis and all kinds of shit. French pox, everything. I will turn against you so that you will be defeated, and those who hate you will rule over you. You will be so terrified that you will run when no one is chasing you. Damn. Listen, no one is chasing them, okay? They're at the store. They're seeing this from a distance, but they're in fear over people that hate them. I will turn against you so that you will be defeated, and those who hate you will rule over you, and these ones that rule over you basically will make your ass run away. What are we seeing here?
Ahí está mi carrito, mira, ven. Ahí está mi carrito.
Tenemos que cubrir. Hay que cubrir la puerta.
Cubren la puerta.
Mamá, usted no se movió, ¿verdad?
That's not nothing to be like laughing about. I honestly don't agree with the sister's living lifestyle, whatever, but she makes good points, and I thought I would at least share it with y'all, because I think the other time I was kind of got a little aggressive. I've never spoken to this lady, whatever, but I think I might have said some shit, like talk too much shit. Like, nah, man, I'm glad that she's pushing the information, man. We're all here to do the same thing. You show love to our people. So let's go. Now I'm going to share this with y'all because these are facts. Now, keep in mind, pay attention to what she says, because what she says is exactly this right here. Deuteronomy 28:44. Foreigners who live in your land will gain more and more power while you gradually lose yours. Okay? Pay attention.
Los Estados Unidos tienen una historia repleta de ejemplos de cómo ellos odian a los mexicanos, pero también está llena de ejemplos de cómo los mexicanos se les olvida la historia y siguen aquí rogándoles una reforma migratoria. Vamos a recorrer un poquito de la historia empezando en 1930. ¿Quieren? 1930, durante la Gran Depresión de los Estados Unidos. Y adivínenme, adivinadores, ¿qué sucedió? Pues se trajeron un montón de mexicanos a laborar aquí en los Estados Unidos. Aquí en los United States. States. Y todo bien, todo chido, ¿no? Nos estaban pagando bien poquito, nos humillaban, nos pateaban. Y nosotros aquí bien a gusto laborando, porque hay una canción ahí que dice, no le ruegues al Señor por una casa, mejor dale gracia que tienes vida y trabajas. Y pues no, nosotros los mexicanos...
Remember, keep in mind that, hold on, let me slow her down. Remember, keep in mind that, this is our continent. We've been here longer than anybody else. I don't know about 30,000 fucking millions of years and shit, but you know what I'm saying? We came here first. Foreigners who live in your land will gain more and more power. You will gradually lose yours. Like she's saying, de repente, like, no, at least be thankful que te dieron trabajo. Pues usted ya sabe, señor. Pues tú ya sabe. Muchas gracias por el pinche dólar que me dio, cabrón. Yeah, right.
Subimos eso al punto de la letra. ¿Y luego qué pasó? Una repatriación. Qué bonitas palabras inventan los americanos para quitarle la tierra a los nativos y los indígenas, ¿verdad? ¿Saben qué sucedió? Más de 2 millones de mexicanos fueron forzados a repatriarse. Muchos de ellos eran ciudadanos americanos.
Once again, let me read it again, because I don't know. I have to remind y'all. So my brothers who don't and sisters who don't believe you're part of this book, then show me something that explains to me why is it happening to our gente. And it's happened since 1492. And I see this book here that actually prophesied that all of this shit would happen to certain people. Foreigners who live in your land will gain more and more power while you gradually lose yours. Now, you could say, oh, well, that happened to a lot of people. You're right, it did. But if I take you through all of these verses, nothing has happened to all nations like this. Only to us, our indigenous people, our gente, the Mashiach here, and the Arawak and Tainos here, the people of the Creator. So, you know what I mean? Make sure that you don't mist or create some ideology. I can take you everywhere. I can show you the diet, clothing, folklore, matter of fact, vocabulary, pronunciation, even similar writing. Yeah, I can. I don't just need the curses. Or I should say, we don't need the curses. Matter of fact, that's like the cream on top of the whole. That's like the tip of the cream. Whatever. Let's go. Tip of the iceberg.
¿Y saben qué programita incluyeron ahí? Les decían que por favor se deportaran voluntariamente. ¿Saben cuáles fueron las personas que le estaban pidiendo eso? El Hoover y el FDR. Ya ustedes saben. Ya que se pudieron recuperar un poquito los europeos americanos y dejaron de ser puercos arrastrándose por ahí, pues empezaron a decir que les estábamos robando los trabajos. ¿Y qué pasó después? Pues los agentes de migración empezaron a trabajar con todas las fuerzas locales. ¿Para qué? Para deportar a los mexicanos. ¿Sabes cuál era el basis para deportar a la gente? Que te miraras Mexican. También pusieron una cosita tremenda que se llamaba no due process, no proceso legal. Te votaban sin que fueras a ver a un juez. Todos aquellos que no han captado mi sarcasmo, ¿a qué les recuerda todo esto que les estoy diciendo? Y pues después, en el año 1954, el presidente Eisenhower invocó lo que él llamaba la Operación Espalda Mojada. Claro, después del programa Braceros, que hizo ¿qué? Otra vez traerse un montón de mexicanos a trabajar con la promesa que les iban a dar una reforma migratoria. Le robaron el 10% de su paga entre México y los Estados Unidos, que nunca se los devolvieron. Los trataban como inhumanos. ¿Qué hacían? Les hacían spray con químicos. ¿Por qué? Antes de trabajar querían asegurarse que estuvieran higiénicos. ¿Y saben qué hizo el maldito del Eisenhower? Detenía a las personas y les negaba agua, comida y ¿qué más? Asistencia médica. ¿Y sabe qué pasó? Muchos mexicanos se murieron. ¿A qué le recuerda todo esto? Para todos ustedes que dicen, ay, deja la historia en el pasado. Eso ya pasó. Los europeos americanos no son sus antepasados. Eso ya pasó. Sigan haciendo lo mismo. ¿Saben otro jueguito que le gustaba mucho jugar a los agentes de migración con órdenes de Eisenhower? Agarraban al montón de mexicanos y los iban a llevar al desierto, hombres, niños y mujeres. Y ahí se quedaban a morirse de hambre, de sed, expuestos al sol. Y aquí los europeos americanos se burlaban, se reían. Vayan a la historia y váyanse a buscar los chistecitos que ellos ponían ahí cuando los mexicanos se morían en el desierto. Ellos se enfocaban en la comunidad en la que tú vivías, en tu acento, en tu color de piel. Y esa era razón suficiente para deportarte. Quiero que escuchen el eco de la historia que les está haciendo un llamado para recordarles que esto ya lo vivimos. Para todos ustedes que todavía me mandan inbox para preguntarme, ay, pero el Señor dice que sí nos va a dar una reforma migratoria si nos quedamos a trabajar. Endejos, aprendan de la historia. La historia ya nos demostró que los Estados Unidos solo los utiliza para laborar y ya que se les quita el argüende porque ellos no quieren salir a atender los embrios y a trabajar. Ay, no, ellos son muy dignos, muy civilizados. Ellos nomás pueden trabajar con papel y pluma para crear leyes, para deportarnos, para privarnos de nuestra libertad. Pues ahí lo tienen, un recorrido de la historia, empezando en 1930 y luego en 1954. En donde hicieron deportaciones masivas, así como lo están haciendo ahorita, con las mismas tácticas.
One, two, three. Hold on. Testing. Well, there we go. Right there. There you go. Damn. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So as we can see, man charged in fatal shooting of cleaning woman who accidentally went to the wrong house. I think you guys can hear me now, right? So apparently this man felt scared of this little, Mexica sister, little 4, maybe 5'2", maybe, if that, because I remember I saw the picture. If that, right? I mean, she wasn't big, fam. Just, normal size Mexica sister. I don't know if she was Mexica, but remember, the understanding is like if you're of this continent, right? You're considered a Mexica, and then you branch out to your tribe. That's the idea. Now, some people are trying to say that supposedly they always believe that shit. All of a sudden now, Where were you before, bro? Where were you like 2, 3 years, 4 years ago, man? Brother's been doing this for quite some time. So anyway, so explain this to us then, shit. See, this is the problem. I tell you this right now. No offense to you, brother. I know you're suffering, man, but what the fuck is this right here? What is she gonna do, bro? You see this lady? She didn't look more than 5'2", fam. You see, this is the problem with idolatry. Here's the update.
Prosecutors in Boone County have filed criminal charges against a Whitestown man after a shooting left a housekeeper dead. It is our top story tonight. I'm Birshal Edmey.
And I'm Dan Spieler. After much debate, Kurt Anderson is now in custody tonight and charged with voluntary manslaughter. Prosecutors claim the suspect believed his home was being broken into and fired a single shot through his locked front door while standing at the top of the stairs. That shot killed Maria Florinda Rios Perez de Velasquez, who'd gone to the wrong address by mistake. The prosecutor insists the shooter's actions weren't reasonable in this case.
What we're saying is that the stand your ground law does not apply in this case, as Mr. Anderson did not have proper information which would allow him to make the determination that he was reasonable in his actions.
Anderson is now being held without bond at the Boone County Jail pending his initial court hearing.
This evening, there is a lot of reaction to that charging decision, including from the suspect's lawyer and the victim's family.
Tonight, Fox 59's Max Lewis tells us what both sides are saying now.
Tonight, the family of Maria Florinda Rios Perez de Velasquez still...
Oh, she was a young lady, bro. She was in her 20s, dude. She just went to do her job. Went to clean the house. That fucking piece of shit wanted to shoot somebody that looked like her. Nowadays, people have cameras, fam. You don't think he saw that shit? Like, they're not going to give us all the detail, but like, come on, bro. Fuck, even I have a camera in front of my house. As a matter of fact, I have several cameras. I just like to protect my family. That's it.
Heartbroken over her tragic killing, but got their first piece of good news since that fateful day.
This is an important step towards accountability, truth, and justice.
The Boone County prosecutor charging Kurt Anderson for shooting Maria through his front door after the cleaning woman showed up at the wrong home.
She was simply arriving to clean a home. She was doing her job, supporting her family, and contributing to her community.
The family's attorney, Alex Lamontes, saying while the criminal case plays out, he and his team are focused on getting justice on the civil side, filing a claim with Anderson's home insurance company, seeking compensation for the loss of the family matriarch.
Bro, that's fucked up, man. Man, look, she has a traditional dress, dude. Like, that's what I noticed in that picture I saw earlier, fam. This is what you would call the Ayaman tribe, and I'm gonna show you that later on. So again, I ask, why does this occur? Like, once again, Native brothers and sisters who don't agree that you're part of this history, even though we can prove it in a lot of ways. So we're not even worried about the people that try to debunk. You can't debunk the shit no more. I am the only one on YouTube. Okay, I'm the only one on YouTube that can use the Bible, history, and DNA to prove what I'm teaching. I'm the only one. Nobody else is able to do that. For example, you cannot, DNA don't mean shit if you can't use the Bible and history to prove it. The Bible, if you don't have history and DNA, it don't mean nothing. If you have history and no Bible or DNA, it don't mean nothing. You need all three at least. I'm the only channel that does that. So I ask to my Native brothers and sisters who don't believe you're part of our history, why is this happening to us and how come it's been happening since 1492? Native American woman nearly deported after Polk County Jail issues ICE detaining her by mistake. So now, check this out. My friends. What the fuck? This is like a Mexica sister. You get what I'm saying, fam? It's like that brother that got mad at me the other time that he was here, RSK or whatever. I was like, bro, he's Gad. He said he was back Gad, right? He's all like pushing the 12 chart. He's like, I'm Gad. I'm like, bro, blah, 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 blah. You know, we're talking about different things. And I'm like, you know what? Matter of fact, dude, when did you become Gad? Before 1848 or after 1848? Because before 1848, you know, you're a Mexican, bro. You were Issachar. Because he was from Arizona. So again, it's like, bro, what are we talking about? The same people, bro. But again, why do they target her? Because of how she looks. You see what I mean? Like, who else can explain this? How else can you explain this? Leticia Jacobo, born in Phoenix, part of the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community. She was arrested, held for supposedly ICE. My sister said, how is she going to be deported? How is she going to get deported if she's a Native American? And we have proof. We're no different, family. So I ask you, why is this happening to our gente? Now, this right here, again, I don't need the curses to show you who you are according to this book. But according to these prophecies, it literally said that these things were going to occur. It says here that Deuteronomy 28:32, your sons and daughters will be given as slaves to foreigners while you look on. Every day you will strain your eyes, looking in vain for your children to return. Right? So here we see that you're not going to enjoy your children. Verse 41, you will have sons and daughters, but you will lose them because they will be taken away as prisoners of war, this is what they declare. They came here, conquered, and you're a enemy of the state, which is why they call you an illegal alien, enemy of the state. So you see how powerful these experiences are and how sad this shit is. So now listen to what this guy is saying, bro. When I heard these things, bro, it broke my heart. So again, I ask you, if you ain't part of this history, why is this happening to us in our continent?
All right, Nurse Doug and I were talking about something really, really depressing. There were 3 tender age care facilities in Texas that have been discovered. There's many, 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 many more nationwide. These facilities are specifically for newborns to 5-year-olds, children of supposed illegals. Hot dog. These are just big hundreds of children, big, huge complexes with just babies, no parents with them. Who knows if they'll ever see them again. I don't care how racist anyone wants to be. That's just fucking cruel. That's ugly. And in addition to that, 43 million hungry people. Some lucky ones in some lucky states got their SNAP benefits for November.
I wanted to point out the first part. Tender Carey says,
ICE people who are in it for the use for a human, especially you. Wake the hell up. This is the most disgusting, vile excuse for a human that there is. And every single one of Trump's people that are helping this stuff happen, the people who work at these tender age centers, ICE people who are in it for the cash, your soul is in trouble. You're going to hell. There's no way. You're inhumane. This is literally the most evil. There are grown-ass men, 3 or 4 men, teaming up to body slam 16-year-old Latino girls to the ground and put their knees on their necks. Cash Patel, freaking Christy, all of these douchebags. Pete Kegsbreath, they're weak. They have no souls.
Remember these verses, family. Isaiah 47. Watch this real quick. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1 says, the Lord says, Babylon, come down from your throne and sit in the dust on the ground. You were once like a virgin, the city unconquered. This is basically the daughter of Babylon. But you are soft and delicate no longer. You are now a slave. Why is that? Remember, keep in mind what these people did. And like he said, payback's a bitch. Hinduism, which branches out to a lot of beliefs, has this thing called karma, which means what you give is what you get. Psalms 137:8 talks about Babylon. You will be destroyed. Happy are those who pay you back for what you have done to us, who take your babies and smash them against a rock, because that's what you did to us. This is, when you look at history, that's exactly what occurred, fam. Historically speaking, that only happened to our people. Just like smallpox. There's no other nation in the world that died of a smallpox like we did. Like there's no other nation in the world that can say that eats grasshoppers like we do.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
Isaiah 47, watch this, man. Let's go back to it. Isaiah 47 says this. Verse 2, turn the millstone, grind the flour off with your veil, strip off your fine clothes. Remember how they used to look upon these people with their concept of eugenics and you know Darwinism and shit. Lift up your skirts to cross the streams. People will see you naked. Finally, we see for what they are. We're seeing what they are. No more are people confused. No more will people say, it's not talking about that country. It's talking about other things, you know. It's not saying North America. It's you know, it's Jesus came and got rid of the Old Testament. It's not going to happen. No, it's going to happen. It says here in verse 6, I was angry with my people. I threatened them as no longer mine. I put them in your power, and you showed them no mercy. Even the aged you treated harshly, from the young to the old. Deuteronomy 28, verse 50 talks about that, by the way. It says they will be ruthless and show no mercy to anyone, young or old. You think you want to get away with the New Testament that you created. This is why I have such a difference with it now, fam. And I was very studious of that book. But after going through what I've learned, you got to really sit back and wonder what Jesus they really are trying to give you. What are we talking about here? Verse 8, listen to this, you lovers of pleasure. Do not think you are safe and secure. 2 Ezra 16, I believe, verse 21 talks about, or 16 talks about, when individuals, meaning merchandise, gets real cheap, y'all going to feel like, oh yeah, America is the greatest. That's when you're going to start seeing the downfall. No more 99-cent stores, family. Y'all seeing how economy is going up and down. Nothing secure. You claim as you are as great as God, that there's no one else like you. That's what they believe. That they're God's chosen people. Now, as a matter of fact, let's put it this way. They claim that the Jews are Jews. Those people look just like them, right? But then the Protestants believe that this was a promised land. And in secret, they do say that they're the Israelites, by the way. They just don't tell you in your face. A lot of you guys are stupid. You really think these are your friends. You thought that you would never be a widow or suffer the loss of your children. Well, but in a moment, in a single day, both of these things will happen. You see that will? That's prophecy. In spite of all the magic you use, now we know you will lose your husband and children. Because we know that these people, the sons of Esau, sons and daughters of Esau, do use magic. Some are considered Jews. Some are considered Christians. They are both the same. Don't let that shit fool you. Let me tell you why. Listen to this real quick. I'm going to give you a little. I'm not going to show you the 35. I just want you to pay attention to what he's saying. What does it say here? Israel pulls the strings.
What has been going on has been a joint operation, maybe even more than a joint operation in terms of a third or a fourth party. But there are certainly two parties in this. One, of course, is the empire, the United States, but the other, very substantively, is Israel. Israel is there big time. Israel has been there since the first finding in the 2016 year of Trump's first administration. Israel is a part of the intelligence picture, whether it's false, fair, accurate, or whatever. And in most cases, I think it's pretty false. And Israel is a manipulator of the intelligence that Trump is getting. One of the people giving Trump the intelligence is an Israeli citizen, dual citizen, of course, which is what we like to have in this country. But he's an Israeli citizen. He's linked with a former CIA individual who are giving for money Laura Loomer intelligence from Venezuela that they say is accurate, and Trump is turning his face away from the vested intelligence community.
Why did I show you that video? And appreciate you brothers that are sticking around, watching. I know everybody left and shit. Hey, it's all good, man. I'm not here to fucking. You either like the message or you don't, bro. It's pretty simple, man. If you don't like it, skedaddle. You don't hurt nobody's feelings. Because here we actually do listen to some actual facts, man. And you guys end up missing it. So why do I show that? And why do I say Israel has all the has the power? Listen, since 1492, they've been here. See, that's what I'm saying, fam. They're no different than the same people who financed the slave trade since 1492. The Jews did, predominantly Sephardic Jews at that time. And then after time, a couple hundred years later, Ashkenazis came in. But it was Sephardic Jews initially, and then Ashkenazi Jews later. The point being is, throughout history, they've always played the part. Now, remember, when I say Jews, it doesn't mean that they're fucking Arabs. They're not from the Middle East, because they say it themselves. They're not Arabs. They call everybody else their Arab, except themselves. They're Europeans. They just happen to practice Judaism. And these over here, Cracker Barrels, happen to practice Christianity. That is the only fucking difference between these two people. Because guess what? Raza, you need to wake the fuck up. I'm telling you right now. Watch this.
Padres de Palestina fueron, ahora con mayor información, después de haber...
My bad. That's not the one I wanted, bro. Chivato, eh? Let's see. I think it's this one. Is it this one? I played it before. No sé, no mames, güey. Get it, bro. Come on. Here it goes right here. This is it.
Que es un criminal sionista, lo digo abiertamente, él apoyó a Trump.
That guy funded Trump. Do you understand that? He's the one that got Trump in power. IPAC. What was the message that Trump was pushing? Anti-immigration. Fuck you Mexicans. Fuck you Salvadorians. Fuck you Hondurans. Fuck all you goddamn Indian people. We hate you guys. You're no different than the people from Gaza. That's the message that was funded by these people, these Jews that you claim that they're fucking different than these other ones that are Christmas Protestant Christians. Stop the bullshit. Stop the cat. Stop it, family. You're all stupid, man. You guys are fucking dumb if you believe this dumb shit. Look at them. They're no different. One just claims to be one thing, one just believes in another. They're all playing the same game. They funded this dude. And what was the message that this dude came in? Mexicans, fuck you. I'm going to deport you. We hate you. And who funded him? Those people that a lot of you Christmas Christians, especially you Mexicans, you dumbasses that still are in Christianity. I'm going to call you dumbasses. You want to know why? Because the same people that you claim that that's the chosen, they're the same ones that want to bury you.
Él apoyó a Trump y es íntimo de Netanyahu. Entonces, cuando llegó Netanyahu a Dallas, Texas, que había un grupo de judíos o israelíes, no sé cómo se diga ya eso, le decían, oye, ¿por qué persigues tanto a los palestinos? Y les dice, los palestinos son para nosotros los israelíes lo que los mexicanos son para ustedes. Los palestinos son para nosotros los israelíes lo que los mexicanos son para ustedes en Estados Unidos. Los palestinos son para tanto a los palestinos. Y les dice, los palestinos son para nosotros los israelíes lo que los mexicanos son para ustedes en Estados Unidos. Entonces yo veo...
The Israelis over there and the Israelis here see us no different than the Palestinians over there. He says that the way we see the Palestinians is the way you see the Mexicans here. They didn't say Puerto Ricans. They didn't say Cubans. They didn't say Negroes. They didn't say Filipinos. They didn't say Chinese. They didn't say, nobody else. They didn't say Venezolanos, Nicaragüenses, Chilenos. They said Mexicans. You, brothers and sisters, are an important part of this awakening. Without you, it's hard to accomplish it. Do you understand why you natives that claim you're not part of this have no answer to what I question? I even go to your channels and question the shit, and you don't answer me. You're not the only ones. Foppy's scared of coming over here. BHI don't even mess with me. Let alone IUIC. General Yahana came one time, I think. And that was it.
La palestinización de los mexicanos en Estados Unidos.
Con todos los componentes.
¿Cómo?
Con todos los componentes, porque primero Estados Unidos le roba el territorio a México, después le termina de construir un muro, después los ataques xenófobos y racistas por un componente étnico y religioso también. ¿Qué falta?
Bueno, falta el último capítulo. Vamos a empezar a ver, hay que tenerlo en el escenario, una gran discriminación sobre los mexicanos. Eso a mí me queda muy claro.
He has said this years ago, fam. He has said this years ago. Wake up.
Y Estados Unidos, porque aquí la pureza blanca del WASP, del racismo, supremacismo, es igual que la pureza inventada de los nuevos judíos del siglo XXI, que ni son semitas.
Oh my God, I totally missed that. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
Gotcha, bitch. He said exactly what I said. That the Protestant concept, you know what I'm saying, is no different than the Jewish concept because they're not really Jews. Like, he even said it himself. Look, watch this. I'm not kidding. They're no different, fam. It's the same root, same tree, same bullshit. Just one claims to be this, the other one claims to be that. Now they're trying to point the finger at what, the other one. When these, matter of fact, dear white folks, matter of fact, I'm going to say that nicely, dear white people, these Jews gave you this fucking, this country. They financed the shit since 1492. If anything, you should be kissing their ass.
Es igual que la pureza inventada de los nuevos judíos del siglo XXI, que ni son semitas. Lo digo con responsabilidad. Hoy uno llega a Tel Aviv y el 25% habla ruso. Son de origen házaro. Los házaros, lo digo también con definiciones puntuales, son mongoles centroasiáticos. No son semitas. En Estados Unidos, que es un criminal.
So he said it himself. I don't even have to say it. But the reason why I share this with y'all is because I think this is so fucking ridiculous, bro. Like, it's like this. Trump defends Tucker Carlson after interview with white nationalists. Right? So, this right here. So, we got the Negro Nazi over here. Negro Nazi. And then we have the fucking Mexican guy that likes to get pegged in secret. So, they're both Nazis. Apparently, like, Trump, who was funded by the quote-unquote Jews, supports this guy who puts this on, supports this guy who hates Jews, but yet it's the same people, family. You see the game they're playing with y'all? One just claims to be a Judaic believer. The other one just likes to celebrate fucking trees on December 25th. They're no fucking different. You see what I'm saying? Makes it no different. This is why I laugh at this shit. All of a sudden now they're like, oh, it's these Jews. This person was getting funded by them. This one right here. Are saying things like this. And the last thing I want to listen to is some fucking dumbass like this fucking animal here. After she said what she said about our people, I got no respect for anybody like this. No, well, anyways, that's besides the point. So again, now all of a sudden they got a problem with the people that have been funding this society since 1492. Your Freemasonry, your 1776 Declaration of Independence, every single act that you guys have been benefiting from has been provided to you by these self-proclaimed Jews the entire time. They are your kings. You just didn't know it. See, we knew it. You just didn't know it. Maybe in the last couple of years you're trying to figure it out and shit, but no, they've been in here since 1492. First the Sephardics, then the Ashkenazis. Nothing new to us. Wake the fuck up, man. Y'all on the late train.
Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize, by the way, for the planned ethnic cleansing so that they could profit on the land and turn it into a beach town. So let me say this.
You see, this is what I hate. This is why I hate people.
This is our never.
Shut the fuck up. Whatever. This is why I hate this. Because we just saw a video, right? And they knew that this dude here, this guy, that guy funded Trump. They knew that. Esa negra knew that. Nikki Tricky Fuentes knew that shit. Tucker Carlson knew this. They all knew this.
Lo digo abiertamente.
Look,
él apoyó a
IPAC, come on, y'all knew this shit. All of a sudden, now, like, I just can't believe that they're killing. No, listen, let's put it this way. What is going on over there is exactly what has happened here. The nerve of you guys to be like, so Central Intelligence. Listen, how come you're trying to invade Venezuela? Why? Because of the fucking oil. Isn't that the same thing that these people are in that land for?
Again,
they're not Hamas. They're literally women and children, and you can't unsee the amount of pictures and videos of children that have been blown to pieces.
So it wasn't really a land without people for a people without land.
Absolutely not.
I have less ability sometimes online.
What surprises me, this is what I'm like, wait, hold on a second. Did you not know that these people funded that guy? Did you not know that the guy that you fucking worship and lick his nutsack is exactly what he was gonna do? Push that shit? Was that like fucking dumb to you? I mean, I don't understand this. You guys are supposedly informative and all into politics, and all of a sudden you just forgot that this dude funded this whole thing. And then in the inauguration, because you weren't talking shit then, you saw exactly who was standing behind him. All of them. And guess what? They all look white. They all look Cracker Barrels like y'all. You're no different. You're the same. Y'all the same white people. You just make excuses via religion.
To criticize the Israeli government without backlash than actual Israelis do. And that's really, really weird.
Israel. Really? Have you not noticed? So for a long time, like, check it out. Hold on. To me, it's just like amazing that all of a sudden now they're like realizing. And again, remember, when they say Jews, they're just saying white Jews. White Jews. White Anglo-Saxons. that believe in Judaism.
Israel, whether it realizes it or not, has made itself the villain of the world.
Brother, you got it. That was great. Hold on a second. You're right. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on a second here. Let me see if I can find it. Let me play that video, bro, and I'm going to find that because you're right.
In letting this thing go on so long. They have lost support amongst their dearest friends. And even the entire Democrat Party here in the United States has turned against them, and they're losing Republicans by the day.
Now, I should have warned you at the start that this video will have a lot of worst person you know makes a great point moments. But take heed, ye anti-genocide progressives, and steer clear of the rocks upon which these grifty sirens dwell. For I can assure you that these people are all still the worst people, as evidenced by the fact that just before Megyn Kelly said that, she also...
There it goes right here. There it goes right there. Right there. Trump recognized Jerusalem as Israeli capital. I mean, were they not aware of this shit?
President Trump is set to announce the U.S. will recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital and plans to move the U.S. embassy there. The president will meet with his cabinet ahead of the announcement. Jerusalem is considered a holy city by Jews, Muslims, and Christians, and the announcement is expected to set off a wave of potential violence in the region.
You see that? You see this? This was 7 years ago. Good, excellent point, my brother. Good to have you here too, by the way.
Some groups have already called for protests and 3 days of rage. As a precaution, the State Department issued an alert saying U.S. government employees and their families are not permitted to travel to the Old City of Jerusalem and the West Bank until further notice.
You can, as a matter of fact, that's an excellent example of how he created tension. Y'all knew this shit, bro. Why are you guys acting like, y'all, I didn't know? They funded you guys since 1490 fucking 2. You're no different than them. Christmas Christians, Judaic believers, y'all still, I mean, let's put it this way, bro. You're no different. And your beliefs are not different. You're both Zionists, Christian Zionists, Jewish Zionists, meaning that you feel like you're superior, like God chose you. You believe that, right? Sphere of influence, the Monroe Doctrine, right? The Papal Bulls, correct? You're no different.
also said that Palestinians are faking their own starvation.
They're fine having their own children starve, just as long as they can put them on camera and show them off to the world.
Wow, that's a bold assertion coming from a woman who absolutely starves herself to put herself on camera.
I don't know about all that. But as you can see, we don't lie in this channel, bro. This is why, to me, like, I'm not surprised by this shit.
A breakdown.
Now, I'm gonna show you something. This is why I dislike people like this dude, right? I'm gonna embarrass this fucking piece of shit right there, right now.
After this year,
I've been holding back because I don't rumor. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what you do, bro. You know what I mean? Like, scripturally speaking, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. You're gonna, again, like some people say, the best way to me to say it is karma, bro. Like, oh, God's gonna punish you. Nah, I'll just say karma, bro. You get what you put out. Like, if you're really, we're not perfect. None of us are perfect. But if most of the time you're just a fucking disgusting, hateful person and you're hypocritical, full of shit, where you project hate towards the things that you are. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm gonna expose this punk ass. You've been fed by the man that was fed by the man. And now all of a sudden, you claim not to be part of these men. You guys are all the same. Just black hat, blue hat, red hat. You know what I'm saying? It's just, hey, let me just change hats now. Watch this. Listen to this shit.
The hat is not. After this year, 2025 is the year that MAGA died. This is the year that this hat is no longer controversial. The hat is not edgy. The hat is not provocative. It doesn't even mean anything. This hat is dead. This hat is dead. Now, metaphorically speaking. And this is the future. And let's look at the ledger. On the side of MAGA, you have Lindsey Graham, Ben Shapiro.
True.
Marco Rubio.
True.
Randy Fine.
True.
Mark Levin.
True.
Apparently all of that is MAGA.
Mine. Shapiro, Levin, and a lot of these guys in secret, they all claim to be Jews. Do they look white? Do they pass for white? Yeah, they fucking do. When it's convenient, correct? They're no different, family. He's just a Christmas Christian booty pecker. I'm gonna show you some shit.
Together, they support war with Iran. Chinese students, H-1B visas, 300,000 deportations all year.
By the way,
this guy says, by the way, he wanted more. Fuck you, Nicky Tricky Fuentes. I have a video and I couldn't find it where this guy got caught doing some shit. Like he was in like a backyard or the side of a house. And this guy's like, hey, aren't you that white supremacist? He's like, nah, I'm Mexican. He's like, oh, okay. Seriously, fam. Mas puto. Say, stick around, family. I'm going to show you a video about this fucking puto right here, bro. And listen, I got no problem with y'all having that life. You know, it is what it is. Y'all give the karma, whatever. It doesn't matter. But what I hate is hypocrites. When you are projecting, you hate LGBTQ people, but you are a 100% gay lord fucker. And I mean that because of the movie.
he's saying that's not enough. He's saying that's an abysmally low number. That's what he's implying there.
And on the other side,
by the way, you forgot somebody. You forgot somebody. The biggest one on that side is Trump. Trump is the biggest one on that side. All right, now let's hear the renegades from within the party.
Apparently what is not MAGA, what is kicked out of MAGA, wacky, crazy, haters, Republican haters, Democrats, third worldists. You got Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massey.
Are they all the same? What? So
check this, all right? Because I'm gonna get to my point. So now check this. This is what we're talking about, like masculinity, right? I never really talked much about this shit when that was going on and shit, because I was like, bro, you guys are fucking stupid. You complain about women because they're not like, promiscuous, because they're promiscuous, but you're promiscuous, expecting a woman not to be promiscuous. So it's like you're going through women that might not have to be promiscuous. You see what I mean? It's like you're swimming in your own shit, complaining about the shit that you're swimming in. Stupid pendejos, bro.
Yay, the vaccines work. Gay. You keep scrolling and it's just, you sound like a potential.
My bad. Watch this. See, this is my point.
Homosexual.
Watch this. This is what I'm saying, bro. These people project, man. I'm telling you, man.
Scum, and you don't.
Watch this. Watch it real quick.
It's her, and they're not the same as you. All right, but let's keep going.
Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones.
What? Alex Jones is still dick riding Trump. Andrew Tate is still dick riding men in general. In fact, wait, I have to show you this. Hold on. Okay, so he mentioned Andrew Tate. This is what Andrew Tate tweeted the other day. Once you're rich and famous, you can have any girl on the planet. You can have any girl on the planet. You realize they're all scum and you don't want a single one. Literally every reply is just people calling him gay. So you're saying you like dudes? Cool. There's nothing wrong with coming out of the closet. Congratulations to you. Find a nice lady, settle down, and shut up. This is it was like this anti-gay meme. This guy is anti-gay, this dude who's being shown in this. I don't sleep with vaccinated women. Yay, the vaccines work. Gay. You keep scrolling and it's just, you sound like a potential homosexual. Funny pictures of him. I, of course, tweeted this. The picture of him. Come on, man. Do you even need to say anything? Come on, dog. Come on. We know you are yearning for cock like nobody's business. Just gay as fuck.
And check this out. This is now, I'm going to bring up some facts and, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck you, man. You're a joke. You're a piece of shit joke. You're a typical pinche gringo claiming to be Mexican and shit when it's convenient for you. Now, I'm going to expose your ass right now. See, that's why the Most High exposes everybody. Like, I don't even know why I got these videos, family. I don't even know how I fucking ran into them. All I know is that I'm like, hey, I remember I saw that shit. Right? I remember I saw that. So watch this.
Women's bodies. I'm going to tell them what they're allowed to do with them. It's my decision. We as males, we as men control their bodies. They have no say in the matter, and that comes
to abortion as well as every other issue. Henceforth, men will be controlling what you eat, what you wear, whether you can have an abortion, what your hair looks like, when and whether you can cut your hair. We'll be controlling how much makeup you wear, what you do with your nails. We'll be controlling who you have sex with. We'll be controlling where you live and where you go, what time you go to bed. We're going to be controlling all of that. And this is subject to the law according to Project 2025.
Oh, it's just about making for anyone on YouTube. It is for Nick Fuentes.
I don't want to turn 30 and find some 20-year-old, 29-year-old woman that I have something in common with, and it's like, hey, properly aged, like wine. Women don't age like wine, they age like milk. They don't age like wine. That's not how their hormones work. That's not how they work. Yeah, I gotta find my 16-year-old wife. Probably when I turn 30 or something. Because here's the thing, I don't want to be like, let's say I get married to a 18-year-old now. 6-year age difference. When I turn 40, she's going to be 34. Ew.
So now you see the pedo concept, right? So it's like, yo, so what the fuck did you just say? Like a 16-year-old, bro, when you're 30? Now, again, family, this is not, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what you do, bro. But what I hate is when you're a mas puto hypocrite, bro. Hold on a second. I'm going to say it right now. Here he goes.
Fuck that puto. Fuck that puto.
I don't believe in dinosaurs. I was doing some research and watching like some, and then I just got sucked in, and then I was watching videos about the end times and about Noah's Ark, and then I was watching a video about Star Wars.
So you've looked at the data. What do you think about the dinosaurs now then?
So I guess so they're real, but they lived with people. That was the takeaway.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did my research.
Hey, pay attention to how he like looks at him, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Fuck that puto. Fuck that
Look, this guy has like a fucking, like, you know, like little, like, dude, this is not normal, bro. This is not a normal dude, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a friend and shit, like, hey, what's up, brother? I don't, like, you be like, hey, what the fuck are you wearing that shit for, bro? What's wrong with you? Right? First of all, now look at the twinkle in his eye, bro. This is the guy that hates gay people, brother. It's fucking ridiculous.
I said on the show in a very tongue-in-cheek way, I'm like, yeah, I find it hard to believe that dinosaurs are real. And all these fucking people get on my case. They're like, oh, well, you don't believe in dinosaurs. Oh, he doesn't even, oh, wait, you don't believe in dinosaurs? And it's so funny to me because that's exactly.
By the way, they're going on a date. No, I'm serious. They're going on a date. I'm not joking, bro.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
The intended reaction. Like, I don't care about dinosaurs. I'm gonna put the to get fogged up a little bit. Yes. I don't care about dinosaurs. I don't know anything about dinosaurs. And I said, even on the show, I said, yeah, they probably were real. I said, when I think about it, it just seems like outlandish to me. I said, I just find it hard to believe. Are we not allowed to say that? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't say they're not real. I didn't say.
Moving his neck, bro. You see how he's like moving his hair and shit? Like I didn't know like he's playing the female role right here. Like he's the bottom and he's the top type of shit, bro. It's kind of like Sakari, man. You know what I mean? Like, thou shalt not get pegged. Remember that video? I mean, remember that thumbnail? I never did the video. I just didn't want to waste my time on that shit. I think I kind of rubbed it in a little bit, you know, like no pun intended. That shit sounded gay. Let me just stop there. All right, let's continue to watch this projection, hypocritical, right-wing fucking Mexican beaner that claims to be white. Maybe you are. But it's convenient to call yourself a Mexican. When you're called out as a neo-Nazi, they're like, no, I'm not. I'm Mexican. How can I be that? And now we catch you being gay. And listen, ain't no problem. I don't got nothing against y'all, bro. I hate people like him. This motherfucker right here. Because these are the people that cause the most problem, bro, when they hate themselves so much that they will end up hurting others.
Yes. I don't care about dinosaurs. I don't know anything about dinosaurs. And I said, even on the show, I said, yeah, they probably were real. I said, when I think about it, it just seems like outlandish to me. I said, I just find it hard to believe. Are we not allowed to say
Nicky, Dicky, Tricky, plug Fuentes, bro.
that? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't say they're not real. I didn't say, well, my opinion is they're not real. I said, well, it seems kind of like crazy when you think about it. And they're like, no, you don't even. So then I did all this research, and I texted a good friend of mine, because he's very woke on the DQ on the dinosaur question. I was like, do you have any resources on the dinosaur question? In the Bible, it talks about dinosaurs. They talk about, in the book of Job, they talk about behemoth, which is a sauropod. They broke down all the different descriptions of the behemoth, and it was a sauropod, and they showed how they uncovered a lot of dinosaur bones, and in the dinosaur bones they found like red blood cells, which organic material like that couldn't survive 65 million years, which is what they said was how long ago the dinosaurs died. Okay. Also, the fossil stuff.
Talking about the stuff that I had mentioned regarding debunking how natives say they've been here millions of years. Nikki Plug Dicky Fuentes. Nikki Plug Dicky Fuentes is just basically talking about that in this wonderful date here with the British rabbit. I don't even know what the fuck you call this shit. You can see he's got pink shit. He's got like they're like ears. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, bro? Like this is the day, and then we're not done. The next video is gonna be worse, and then you know what I mean.
Was consistent with drowning in perhaps a great biblical flood as opposed to a meteor. So that was my red pill on the DQ today.
I see.
So I now believe in them, but I think they lived with people and they were created by God.
Right.
They died in the flood.
When it comes to shit like dinosaurs, I think.
Singing and shit.
Yeah, he's clearly
taller.
Well, Nick's 7 foot.
You're walking on the curb right now. You're walking. You're walking on the curb.
So, me and Nick were hanging out last night. We come home, and there's been a shooting outside my house.
Did you establish there was a shooting?
What else could it have been? There were so many cop cars.
I think you're.
Well, it was either a shooting or like a car crash.
Listen, man, I'm very good at noticing body language. Look how he fucking twists his neck like a chick.
So,
look, watch this real quick. Look, first of all, he's looking at the camera. I'm like, fucking Joto. Right, look. Look at this. You fucking, all you right wingers, you groypers, bro. Listen, bring that fucking dirt. I hope you really do what you say you're gonna do, because there's a lot of us that are not like, I don't want to say it. We're not violent. We're not like you guys, where you know, like we go out there and say and do a lot of shit. Like when you really push the fucking limits, then you're gonna find out that we are beyond what you think we are. So I laugh at you guys. You guys, all of you guys are like this. You guys are little tenders and shit. Y'all little tenders right here, bro. Projecting, trying to sound all boastful and strong. And we see right through you. Look at this shit, bro. Here, let's look at Nicky Dicky Tricky. Let's watch this. Look. Here's what you see. Total, look. You're walking inside. See, you're walking on the curb. So he's like saying, "You're the female." Pay attention, fam. This is really weird.
You're walking on the curb.
So
now there you go. Look. He's like, oh, let me check myself out, bro. Let's see. Watch the way he twists his little neck and shit.
We come home, and there's been a shooting outside my house. What else could it have been? There were so many cop cars.
There you go. You see that right there? Look.
So many cop
Oh, this is so fucking. Hey, listen, man. Look, fam. If this was the way he was, I wouldn't be talking shit about him. But he fucking hates people that actually experience this kind of life, and like I have a family member that actually went through this, like that. You know, they live that life, right? And I saw them growing up, and I know like how hard it was for them to hide it and then to come out with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's one thing, but he didn't go around hating people like this, like this. This is like the worst, bro. Which you're a fucking hypocrite, and you spit so much hate, but in secret you go home and like, I don't know, what is that word? Like imagine a waterbed, and he just like lands on it, bro, when nobody's watching.
Well, it was either a shooting or like a car crash.
I don't know what it was, but do you jump into conclusions? I don't know. Did you ever get to the bottom? Did you ask around?
No, I went inside and I locked the door.
Yeah, that was probably smart. Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. I tried to sort of like drive around. Like, there was a big police presence. But.
There was.
Listen, man, I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not criticizing the dude and shit, but it's like, yo, he's a little fair. Like, I can get this out of it. Like, he's totally himself right here, bro. He is totally himself. When you listen to him on camera, like the way he's saying, look, like, I'll bring you back to the reality here. This is supposedly who he is, right? Here, let me go back to the history. Boom. Hold on. Let me just kind of, there might be some history about my work. I don't give a shit if you guys see it. I just, you know what I mean? I'm just a private dude. Just the way I am. Where you at? Is it this one? Is it this one? Let's see. Where you at? On this task way. Just had it here right now, huh? Oh, that's right. It's over here. Pendejo. Oh, no, here it goes right here. Look. Like this right here.
Controlling women's bodies. I'm going to tell them what they're allowed to do with them. It's
You see what he says? You see, this is what I'm saying. Remember, we're seeing a different picture of him, right? We're different. We're seeing a different light of him, like in a very fairy moment. You know what I'm saying? In a very fairy moment, he is one way, and towards women, this is what he says to them. And look, I'm married. I've been married, almost 29 years. Gosh darn. And I got 2 daughters. And don't get me wrong, man. Like, you know, women are beautiful. Obviously, I don't cheat and shit, but women are beautiful, bro. Like, it's not even like complicated. Like, there's no explanation or nothing. It's just weird to me that he's so aggressive towards women, bro. And towards dude is like, oh, we're friends. We can shower together. For real.
controlling women's bodies. I'm going to tell them what they're allowed to do with them. It's my decision. We as males, we as men control their bodies. They have no say in the matter, and that comes to abortion as well as every other issue. Henceforth, men will be controlling what you eat, what you wear, whether you can have an abortion, what your hair looks like, when and whether you can cut your hair. We'll be controlling how much makeup you wear, what you do with your nails. We'll be controlling who you have sex with. We'll be controlling where you live and where you go, what time you go to bed.
Who you have sex with. We will be controlling you. We will be controlling you. We'll be controlling you. Never in one moment he says, I own the home. I run the house. You know what I mean? It's my way. I love you, blah, blah, blah. But no, he's like, they're like an object. To me, this is a sociopath. I mean, seriously, sociopath towards women. Something happened to this dude when he was a kid. I don't know, bro. Maybe his mama made him fucking go down on her shit. Some weird shit like that. Because from what I hear, he still lives with his mom. And this is psycho talk right here, bro. Like, this is hateful shit towards women. Because, like, come on, bro. Women are not, you know, I don't care how big you are as a woman. There's no way. I mean, unless, you know, you're a little more advanced in fighting and shit, maybe you can kick my ass. But, like, this is just no way, bro. Like, women are this. They should never you should never be this scared of women, bro.
Allowed to do with them. It's my decision. We as males, we as men control their bodies. They have no say in the matter, and that comes to abortion as well as every other issue.
Sorry, man, well, first of all, man, you're kind of new here, bro, so don't think that I ignore you. Just like kind of am mindful of like who shows up, and I just kind of try to follow your mindset, your pattern. So it's like, you know, I think you understand kind of who I am, so I appreciate you. A hardened heart full of darkness, hatred is envy. Once they have enough hatred, they act on it from their anger. Yeah, right. Like it's like he has an empty soul. He has an emptiness towards him, specifically, and it's driven, I think, and I think it's really driven by women more than anything. And that anger pretty much grew onto something else. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, bro, I look for the video where he got caught doing some shit like next to a house. And they're like, hey, aren't you that white supremacist? He's like, no, I'm Mexican. Straight up, fam. I guarantee you the Most High is going to give me that video back again. So for me, this is why it's important to show, don't be scared of these cracker barrels, fam. These sons of Esau, they're weak. Weak. Expose them.
Abortion as well as every other issue. Henceforth, men will be controlling what you eat, what you wear, whether you can have an abortion, what your hair looks like, when and whether you can cut your hair. We'll be controlling how much makeup you wear, what you do with your nails. We'll be controlling who you have sex with. We'll be controlling where you live and where you go, what time you go to bed. We're going to be controlling all of that. And this is subject to the law according to Project 2025.
Oh, it's just about making.
I don't know what you're.
And there's been a shooting. Yeah, he's clearly taller.
Hold on a second. So now let's go back to this. Now remember the spirit that he was working with towards women. Now let's see how hard or hardened he is towards boys. In yellow, with the little rabbit ears and the little pink ribbon next to one of them.
You're walking on the curb right now. I can't see what you're walking. You're walking on the curb. So, me and Nick were hanging out last night. We come home, and there's been a shooting outside my house. Did you establish there was a shooting? What else could it have been? There were so many cop cars. I think you're... Well, it was either a shooting or like a car crash. I don't know what it was, but I need to jump into conclusions. I don't know. Did you ever get to the bottom? Did you ask around? No, I went inside and I locked the door. Yeah, that was probably smart. Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. I tried to sort of like drive around. Like, there was a big police car. There was a lot of police cars and then a lot of Democrats running from the scene. Running, literally running. So... I'm thinking Nick hooked me up with an Airbnb. was supposed to.
You hear what he said? He said a lot of Republicans or some shit like that, and they know that Republicans or those people in power, they go on Grindr. And he's like, I was hoping that one of them could give me a Airbnb. Look how he shakes his cheek and like his cheek, right? Look, let's just pay attention, family. Pay attention, man. People expose themselves, bro, and they say shit. Listen, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Meaning, like, it's the little things that you say that people can read your mind, right? Or they can tell where you're at. You see, I'm just one of those people, bro. I pay attention to what people say. And if you've been watching my channel and people show up randomly or they want to debate me, you guys already know, man. I catch them before they even show up. So I'm not lying. I'm not saying I'm some fucking, I don't know, whatever. But I guess in the business that I do, I've just been practicing that for 30 years. So that's probably where it comes from.
Running. So I'm thinking Nick hooked me up with an Airbnb. It was supposed to be so. You're alive. See, you're good.
You hear that he said that he was supposed to be sharing with him. Look, man. Yo, fully exposed right here.
It was supposed to be so. You're alive. See, you're good.
It's your live, we're good. It's your live, we're good.
That's why in the thumbnail you can see the red and blue light on our faces, because that was right outside.
All right, so now this is the one. All right, so then you're done. Here we go. Now they're done. So
for
now,
anyone on YouTube.
Oh no, hold on a second. This right here. Okay, so now they're inside. Now they're inside the restaurant. And now listen to what they actually say. This is only about a minute long, but when we get to this point, you're going to catch some shit that they say. And we're going to cover it for a little bit, all right? Let's go.
Juice all over my pants.
We're very wet. Did you put this under? What are you doing? Yeah.
I was trying to show the sandwich. You just got my chips all over the table.
You're such a baby, dude.
You just fucked my chips. You know the reason why that's this idea that's been brought into the zeitgeist, right?
talking about it. He says, you know the reason why, right? This zeitgeist, meaning like this ideology. Watch what it is. And this is why I've said it in this channel, bro. I don't know why you Christmas Christians are fighting or going against the tide. Because you Roman Greeks have always been gay. You've always been bisexual. You have always enjoyed pedophilia. Now, before they didn't call it that. They call it other things. Pederast or some shit. And all these other names. You've always been this way. And you're using religion or some made-up God to help you from being who you are. You see, it's not Satan that's making you do it, fuckface. You're just like that. It's not Satan, it's not Jesus. None of them gonna help you. You're either wicked or you're not. You either like to get butt plugged or you don't. You either love women or you don't love women. It's not complicated. You either pregnant or you're not. It's not complicated. You either like this lifestyle or you don't like this lifestyle. And no Jesus or Satan is forcing you to do it. Not one saving you. No, the other one's forcing you to. You decide. You made that choice. That's why when it talks about in 1 Saul, I believe, in I think chapter 18, 1 Saul, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's chapter 18 or 15, it talks about how the evil spirit, like which God created, left Saul. You see, he had the spirit of God in him. And then it left, meaning it left his body. It's like, nah, man, I don't like you. You're just a wicked person. I thought maybe I may be able to change you. But nah, you're just fucking wicked. So you Christmas Christians want to blame Satan? No, bro, this is you. Look, this guy's blaming Satan for his shit. And then he wakes up the next day and says, I'm a Christian and I fucking hate women.
That's been important to the zeitgeist, right? Just to stop men from making relationships. To stop men from making relationships. Stop men from making relationships because we're dangerous when we're together. Yeah. So it's like, oh, you give your friend a hug, oh, gay. Yeah. Oh, you go out. Your friend on the lip. Oh, you give your friend a hug, oh, gay. Yeah. Oh, you go out. Your friend on the lip. Yeah. Oh, you go out. Your friend on the lip. Yeah. Oh, you go out. Your friend on the lip. Oh, you go out. Your friend on the lip. Oh, you have a shower with your friend. You have a shower with your friend. You have a shower with your friend. Gay. Bro. Belly's full. I'm energized. I'm charged up. I'm ready to go. We're ready to rock.
You're ready to yeah, you are ready to fucking suck his rocks, bro. This is why, like, for me, it's just funny that you guys project so hardcore. Hardcore projectors, bro. And then you get exposed and then you find out that, well, you know. What's up, Mr. Groypers? Where's all that toughness? Y'all say you're straight man, you love women, you just want righteousness to dwell upon you. Nah, bruh, y'all just a fucking confused bunch of haters that the Most High is about to destroy.
So this brings us to DHS.
So this guy has Jesus is the answer. Was Jesus a white guy? Let me guess. Was he Israeli? Was he one of those people? I want to know, fam. Was Jesus a white guy? You can laugh at us all you want. At the end of the day, there is one nation of people that the Most High fucking hates. And that's you guys. Hey, dear Caucasians, if you guys know the Bible that much, and you're saying people shouldn't be anti-Semitic, I got a question for you. Are you Semitic, Japhetic, or Hamitic? And if once you answer, what are we so-called indigenous people of this continent? Are we Semitic, Japhetic, or Hamitic? And what are Africans? You see, this is the thing that we need to start focusing on. What are you? Since you say you know so much. Jeremiah 49:7. This is the word. This is the Lord. I'm sorry. This is what the Lord Almighty said about Edom. We have the people of Edom lost. Have the people of Edom lost their good judgment? Can their advisor no longer tell them what to do? Has all their wisdom disappeared? Verse 10, but I have stripped Esau's descendants completely and uncovered their hiding places so that they can no longer hide. All the people of Edom, Esau, the sons of Esau, you KAUKASIODs, are destroyed. None of them is left. That's what the Bible says, unless you prove otherwise, because based on what I'm noticing is like, it's very clear now that you're afraid to expose yourself because you know who you are. You just don't want to say it. If you know the Bible that much, well, then tell us who you are. And tell us who we are.
Contar unos ciudadanos americanos, la potencia mundial y autodenominados como los seres humanos más inteligentes de la Tierra, ellos que tienen todas las respuestas a todos los problemas, vamos a ver cómo esta gente batalla de manera cómica para encontrar países en un mapa. Algo que mi hijo de 6 años haría muy bien. Aquí vemos un señor de 50, políticamente activo, que se la vive en Twitter troleando y dando opiniones sobre política pública y guerra nuclear, batalla para encontrar su propia casa en un mapa. Vamos a verlo. Mira qué hermoso esto. ¿Me puedes decir un país en este mapa? O sea, ni siquiera le está pidiendo un país en específico. Le está diciendo, ¿me puedes decir un país en este mapa? Quiero pensar que es como la segunda o tercera pregunta. Nadie empezaría con esa condescendencia con una persona diciendo directamente, güey, ¿me puedes decir un país en el mapa, por el amor de Dios? ¿África? El güey apunta directamente a Australia y con mucha valentía y mucha seguridad y una cara estoica dice, esto es África, ¿verdad? No. Y luego le pica China y dice, aquí es Rusia. No. Y luego ya lo ves que está completamente perdido y básicamente va a hacer lo que hacen todos los americanos, usar una escopeta. En este caso va a usar la estrategia de la escopeta para dispararle al mapa las ideas más estúpidas que tiene en su cabeza y a ver si le pega algo, ¿no? Para no hacer el ridículo en televisión. Porque él había soñado con salir en televisión desde que tenía 10 años de edad y veía programas como Jeopardy y esas cosas. Él soñaba que sus 5 minutos de fama iban a ser esplendorosos y su mamá iba a estar muy orgullosa de él y su papá al fin le iba a dirigir la palabra. Pues no, amigo. No sabes ni siquiera identificar un país en un mapa, güey.
Nope, that's China. Anything over here?
All right, so basically
¿Algo?
Where's Europe?
Hermoso.
Fuckface don't even know where Europe is. First of all, he called Africa over here. They said, where's Europe? This is where you're from, bro. You're not from here. See, the reason why you guys call yourselves Americans is because you're like a mix. You're like a mutt. White people, for the most part, and black folks here in America, you guys are mutts. That's just a fact. Both of you are fucking mutts, okay? That's why you guys want to hold on to the American fucking concept. The white man is, what is he? Irish, German, French, Dutch, fucking crutch. God knows what else. His sister, brothers, uncles, nephews, dogs, cousin. You're mutts. That's why you hold on to the America.
no.
Ok, ya, perfecto. El tipo se quedó catatónico, se dio cuenta que realmente no sabía absolutamente nada de lo que estaba pasando y ahora le están preguntando a otro señor que se ve que le pegó bastante el sol. Vamos a ver qué dice este señor. ¿Puedes encontrar... ¿Me dices un país en este mapa?
Africa.
That's a continent.
¿De que me dices un país en este mapa? África. África es un continente, amigo. Bien. Punto para Estados Unidos. Punto en miseria, ignorancia, corrupción, guerras innecesarias, personas adictas a los opioides. Punto para Estados Unidos.
Oh.
Okay.
Can you name a country on this map?
A ver, Karen, dinos un país en este mapa. Y sí, se llama Karen, ¿eh? Ni siquiera estoy bromeando. Se llama Karen. Ni siquiera tengo que saberlo. Sabemos que se llama Karen.
Mexico.
¿Dónde está México? Inmediatamente es de que, güey, México. México, ¿por qué? Ok, porque odia a los mexicanos, definitivamente. Pero amiga, México es frontera con Estados Unidos. O sea, quiere decir que esta tipa ni siquiera sabe dónde está Estados Unidos en el mapa, güey. Puso a México.
That right there. So this fucking dumb cracker bear bitch, sorry.
En India.
You know what I'm saying? You call me illegal, I'm gonna be a racist too. Because illegal is no different.
Pero amiga, México.
You calling me, and I hate to say it, but when you say illegal to our people, you're basically saying to a black person, nigger. That's what it is. Because you're not saying that illegal Mexican, that illegal African, that illegal European, that illegal Arabic, that illegal Hindu, that illegal Ethiopian. You say illegals. And everybody knows when you hear the word illegal, close your eyes and what do you think about? People that look like me. So that's why it's the same concept. When people hear the word quote unquote nigger, do they think about a white man, an Asian, a Mexican, a Samoan, an Alaskan, an Australian? No, they think about a black person. Because that's the connotation that has been attached to that word. Unfortunately, those are the facts. And that's why when you use that type of talk, it's exactly what it fucking means. So fuck you too.
Es frontera con Estados Unidos. O sea, quiere decir que esta tipa ni siquiera sabe dónde está Estados Unidos en el mapa, güey. Puso a México en India. Puso a México en India. Lo único que tiene parecido México e India en este sentido es el gusto por la comida picante. Fuera de eso, se me hace que, o sea, están del otro lado del mundo, literal, güey.
Nope, that's India. What's this?
That would be Asia.
No, that's Africa.
De que, esto es Asia. No, amigo, esto es África. Ay, bueno, me ganaste, ni modo. Déjame regreso a Twitter a seguir diciéndole a la gente qué hacer con política pública y por qué realmente el problema son los demócratas o los republicanos. La verdad es que ya me da igual.
How about this? Here?
No.
Anything over here?
¿Algo aquí? No. No saben absolutamente nada. Pero bueno, como no saben absolutamente nada de mapas los americanos, les voy a enseñar 4 mapas que sí son muy importantes. Este primer mapa dice cuáles son los países que están a favor de los derechos de la alimentación según la ONU. Y aquí aparecen en azul todos los países que están a favor de los derechos de alimentación. Como pueden ver, Estados Unidos es de los pocos países que está en contra al derecho universal a la alimentación. Un segundo mapa que es bonito de mostrar. Aquí están los países que están a favor de los derechos de los pueblos indígenas. Y aquí, como pueden ver, otra vez Estados Unidos y ahora Canadá y Australia en contra de los derechos indígenas. Un tercer mapa muy bonito para que se lo aprendan. Esta es la Convención de la ONU sobre los derechos de las personas con algún tipo de discapacidad. Y otra vez, Estados Unidos no está a favor de los derechos de las personas con discapacidad. De nuevo, Estados Unidos es el único excluido de este tema. Y el último mapa, muy bonito para recordarlo, vean esto, la Convención de la ONU sobre los derechos de los niños. De nuevo, todo el mundo a favor, Estados Unidos en contra del derecho de los niños. Bueno, mapas muy lindos, pero qué lástima que los americanos no sepan ver los mapas y para ellos nada más son como manchas. Aparte, ¿sabes qué? Se me hace como una prueba de Rorschach. Les enseñas un mapa a los americanos y dice, es mi papá golpeando a mi mamá. O sea que un policía metiendo a mis hijos a la cárcel. Es de que, es un vagabundo adicto al fentanilo. No, güey, es el mapa de Alabama, cabrón. Es como que, qué terrible el nivel de ignorancia deprimente, pero bueno, ok, whatever. Ojalá esos 4 mapas sí se los aprendan. Y aparte, una cosa que siempre es importante, para la gente que no sabe por qué le pego tanto a Estados Unidos, porque siempre nos venden que es el país modelo que deberíamos de seguir. Por eso le pego tanto. Porque constantemente los políticos, aunque no les digan directamente, lo que te están diciendo es que el modelo que están tratando de implantar es el modelo americano. Por eso le pego tanto a Estados Unidos. Cuando me empiecen a decir que el modelo sea otro, le voy a tirar a otro país también, si no me gusta su modelo y si estoy en contra. Pero mientras nos sigan diciendo que el modelo que tenemos que seguir todos es el modelo americano, voy a seguir tirándole carrilla a los americanos solo.
We're not too far off from who they are, bro. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Respectfully. So this, anyways, we're almost finished up, fam. I wanted to share more with you, but it's 9:15. Let me play this video. I kind of see how much I can do, and then we'll finish it off. All right. I do like her message, man. This is good. Let's listen in.
I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying this, but it's something that I believe.
believe in deeply, and I think it needs to be said. This message is for all the European Americans who are currently posting all their cute little videos about how they're moving to Mexico and they just can't wait to start their new life. They just can't wait to move into Playa del Carmen, Yucatan Peninsula, Mérida, San Miguel Allende, all the beautiful places in Mexico, and they just cannot wait. And my question is, instead of moving to Mexico, why don't you stay? For decades, your people have been in charge of this propaganda against my country, against my people. We are currently seeing a president who has a very racist, very aggressive, very violent war against my people. And you choose this particular moment in history to run like cowards, to run into the arms and the culture and the love, the humanitarian heart of the very same people your people are oppressing in this country. I would love to invite you to read a few books before you move to Mexico. Everything you already know about your own racism and how to do better, white women. Hood feminism. I think you should read this book. Very helpful. Angela Davis, Women Raised in Class. Have you read an Angela Davis book? White Tears, Brown Scars. One of my favorites. I think you should read it. The Trouble with White Women. I think you should read this book. These two together, particularly, two of my favorites. I think you should read them. Against White Feminism. Particularly interesting. White Fragility. I think you should read this book. I think that Americans don't see their narcissism in their actions. You sit here with your cute little high-pitched voices and almost an infantile tone with such virtuosity and kindness to say, we're just moving to Mexico because we love it so much. But I think that after you read these books, you might change your mind. And you might realize that what seems to you as an escape is the continued oppression of my people, the continued displacement of my people, a continued invasion of my country. Because when Mexicans come to this country, we have to do it the right way, or else we are destined to live a life here, being slaves to a system of oppression that exists to benefit you. We are the people who clean your houses. We are the people who work out in the farms. The last people that you think about when you vote. We are the last people on your mind. You never move a finger when a Karen here in the US is mistreating one of my people. You sit in the background, laughing, giggling, pointing, but you never correct the behavior. You allow it. It's your narcissism. You don't hold each other accountable. I think that white women, this is your fight. And I think that instead of moving your whole families to Mexico to gentrify my people, to gentrify my communities, to displace my people, you should stay here and fight. Because the fight starts with you, in your homes, with your family. Because your sons grow up to be presidents of the United States. They're the cops who abuse us, not protect us. I think you should stay. You're cowards. Because you know in my country, you will be loved. Because that's what my people are. My people are loving. My people are kind. We are hard working. We're humanitarians. Maybe, if you love Mexico so much, maybe you should stay out. Maybe you should. And I think that my country, Mexico, should do better. I think that just like the US asks of us, that we pay taxes, that we work, that we contribute, that we are given a green card that's conditional for 10 years and we must meet certain requirements, including a background check, that you should as well. We don't want criminals in our country either. We don't want people who are going to be draining our system either. We want people who are going to contribute, not people who are going to go over there and work online and make dollars and displace more Mexican people. We don't need people who are going to take their retirement money and buy a house in Mexico and then never contribute, never pay anything into Mexico. Do you know what that does to our healthcare system?
You know, it's just people responding, man. They're fucking mad at y'all, man. Y'all suck. You guys suck, dude. You guys fucking suck. Now, I thought about stopping, but you know what? I can't, bro. I got to share this part. So now that we went through all of that, and that's why I bring up the scriptures, here's why I can say what I can say. This is the only channel that uses Bible, history, and DNA to prove who I am. Okay? So I believe I'm a Hebrew according to the Bible. And according to the Bible, the Hebrews were scattered, specifically the 10 tribes. There was a time where they left. The land never came back. And somehow they got scattered. Here we see my DNA. Okay. So I share this with y'all because it's not my DNA only. It's our DNA. You know why I say that? Because my family did not come alone. We didn't just fucking come up here on some boat on our own and shit. No. And we didn't show up in 1492. Not at all. I'm going to show you. So let's go to recent analysis. Recent means that, like, as currently as it can be, I'm considered Mexican, 91%, right? But somehow it still puts me like in Panama, Belize, Caribbean islands, right? It's still kind of putting me like in Central, okay? The percentage of all these other things, yada, 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 whatever. When you go to advanced analysis, and again, this is not only my DNA, it's our DNA. Because I think my family didn't come here alone. 92%, basically advanced analysis. Basically saying, like, when you look deep into who you really are, you're 92% of the Americas, 77 Peruvian, 14 Mexican, Colombian, and then everything else basically like 1% or less. But what I do see is that you're either Aymara or Quechua tribe. And see, that stood out to me. Because I remember reading some books, and some of these books say this stuff right here, like stuff like this. It says here that el doctor Padre Patrón dice también que las razas Quechua y Aymara han fundado una civilización en las Yunares del Eufrates. You see this? That it says that my tribe, we come from the Euphrates. That's what it says. It also says it here. En el inmenso campo de idiomas indígenas sudamericanos, la ciencia lingüística ha progresado muy poco hasta el día de hoy. Y luego dice también, para seguir adelante, por favor. Y el parentesco entre algún idioma indígena con uno o varios idiomas de algún antiguo mundo. Y la consecuencia es que nos encontramos ante un mare magnum de teorías y conjeturas que carecen de valor científico. Dice aquí, para seguir adelante. La misma pista sigue en el tal Rudolf Falb, que es un opúsculo, I don't know what language that is. Las lenguas andinas en su relación con el grupo lingüístico semita hace comparación entre la Aymara y Quechua y el hebreo, de las cuales algunos son en realidad sorprendentes. So dice aquí que Aymara tribe, Urru, el día, hebreo, or la luz, Quichua, pakar, la mañana, hebreo, bocar, la mañana. And it says you that que Aymara es la lengua de Adán. So I do take this very seriously because, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing my homework. I've been digging into my own shit. And I'm telling you, family, I didn't come here alone. This is not my DNA. This is our DNA. For you to subscribe to what I'm teaching, it's because then you understand exactly that I'm not bullshitting you. This is the only channel. No other channel. IUIC, I2PK, GMS, no other Hebrew fucking channel has ever or can ever show you biblically speaking who we are, historically speaking who we are, and then I show you my DNA and clearly solidify the migration of our people. So we see here that I'm 92%, right? Okay, sounds good. Look, and you can see Peru has a rich history, yada, 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 all that stuff, right? Now, we're going to go to Trade Tracer. This means it's going to go deeper into my history or our history because I didn't come here alone. Neither did my dad or my mom. Like, we didn't come here alone. So here it says in 1870, this is recorded Peruvian, Mexican. Then it says somehow some Chinese, whatever. It's all good. Then all of a sudden Peruvian again. Peruvian. Again, it shows up, but then Peruvian, Mexican, Peruvian, Mexican, Peruvian, Mexican. Now it's 1720, though. Remember that. Now let's go back a little further. 1620, Peruvian. 1595, Peruvian. 1595, Mexican. So it's like we're going back and forth. It almost seems like the two locations where you see pyramids is the two main things that show up. Like the major, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the major tribes. Now, as you can see, it's going back 1495, 1470, 1445, 245. So it says it's recording that it's tracing our bloodline, or the people that are related to me here in the Americas, that they can record it that we've been here since 245. That's as far as it can go. 245 AD. Now you're like, okay, so what does that mean? All right, I'm going to show you. I've been saying that we're the people of the Bible. We are the Hebrews, right? That migrated from Jerusalem. And we came here in 530 something BC, right? And we've been here since, okay? Watch this. No one in YouTube does this. Nobody. Y'all can hate me. You can criticize me. You can laugh at me. You can say whatever the fuck you want. But no other channel can prove what I'm proving. But the Bible, history, or DNA. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob migrated this way, fam. This was Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's migration. It wasn't straight across. It was up and then down. It was up and then down. According to the Bible, the 10 tribes of Israel were sent to this region here. And then after Cyrus took over, they had the chance to go back. And they said, nah, fuck no, we're not going to do that. We're going to go up to Arsareth. We're going to go to Arsareth up here. And I have a map that shows that these islands were connecting to this region like that, even more. How is that even possible? Look at that. That's not far, fam. So again, the reason I'm sharing this with you is because is this, bro. I appreciate this brother for what he does. But the other day he showed up a video and shit, and he's like, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, come on, bro. So this guy said to him, what did he say? He says, no, we are called Aztecs because we are the text in Egypt, and all the Aztec people have suffix text in all their tribal names. We spoke to Uta Aztecan because we always visited Egypt. So, like, you know, he's believing this theory, right? So this dude, Indigenous, says, no, you have no idea what you're talking about. Mexica comes from Nahuatl language, not Hebrew Egyptian. Mexica comes from MESHIACHA, where Ka means people of, inhabitants, and yada, yada, right? So then I said to him, I said, the term MESHIACHA or Mexica also has an Aramaic meaning as anointed. And the same in the name, Balaam Akab, a Maya name, in Hebrew is pronounced and written in the same manner. And it means Lord Jacob. You can't debunk that. So I appreciate what he does. But you guys got to answer to some of these things that we're bringing out, bro. And you can't fucking deny it because our folklore, our clothing, our diet, our tools to make food are in there. Our language is in there. Can't deny it. I appreciate it. So I'm going to use your video because I want my people to hear what you got to say because it is important. But you have to answer to these questions.
Before the Spanish arrived, the name Mexico was pronounced Mexico. And originally, it didn't refer to the entire country. Mexico meant the homeland of the Mexica, the region around Tenochtitlan and Tlatelolco.
The Mexican never called themselves Azteca or Aztec. The term was popularized in the 1700s by European scholars, said that their ancestral homeland was in Aztlan, or the place of the herons.
Aztecs means people from Aztlan in the original tongue.
They spoke a Ute Nahuatl language closely associated with Ute, Shoshone, and other southwestern Sonoran tribes.
The word Mexica referred to the people, and Mexico meant the place where the Mexica live.
Again, I'm not saying that this is not true, but what I do want to say is, family, How can you solidify this 100% for it to be factual? You can't. You see, this is all from gathered research put together with, the theory that this is what it actually meant. That's exactly the fact. There ain't no difference.
Later, during colonization, the Spanish applied the name Mexico to the entire territory. But
in 1535, the Spanish established the Viceroyalty of New Spain, and the name Mexico was no longer used by the official colonial government.
Mexico did not stop being used in everyday life. It continued to refer specifically to the capital city and the Valley of Mexico. The term Mexicanos was also used, but it referred only to the Nahua peoples of the valley, not to the entire population of what is now Mexico.
Remember, the boundaries established by New Spain, what became Mexico, had diverse indigenous groups, each with their own identities. Purepecha, Otomíes, and dozens more.
White Creoles, unmixed Spaniards born in Mexico, and a number of Afro-descendants.
They wouldn't be called Mexicans until after Mexican independence and Creole nationalist movements, which promoted the idea that everyone born in the Viceroyalty was now Mexican, and the nation was now called Mexico.
By the time of independence in 1821, the territory governed by New Spain had expanded far beyond the heartland of the Mexica world. Under Spanish colonial rule, the Viceroyalty included what is today the entire American Southwest: Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado.
It also included all of the 5 modern Spanish-speaking countries of Central America: Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica. After independence, these regions were incorporated into the first Mexican Empire.
But within a few years, the Central American provinces declared independence by secession, ultimately forming the Federal Republic of Central America.
The American Southwest, however, did not separate voluntarily. It was taken through Anglo-American military force, political coercion, and territorial pressure. Mexico was forced to cede roughly half of its national territory to the United States.
Most Mexicans, especially indigenous ones and mixed race ones, the mestizos, are not foreigners in their own lands. From ancient times to modern times, they have direct ties to what is now the American Southwest and Mexico.
Geopolitics divides people, but ancestry proves most Mexicans are indigenous to the Americas. If you look like me and carry the same genes, you are indigenous, not an alien.
I don't necessarily have a problem with this, brother, man, but you don't want to know something? You can't come around going to some shit like, we ain't Hebrews, if you can't prove it. Because I've asked you questions and you guys can't answer it. I got the message, bro. Thank you. So let me share this video with y'all, and then I was gonna kind of finish, but now I gotta finish this part. So
you really want to know who built these
y'all gonna have to deal with me a little bit longer.
pyramids? It wasn't built by white people. It wasn't built by Mongol people. It was built by the people that's mislabeled as black or African American.
No, the Olmec or indigenous people in South America were not black, and no, it was not black Africans that built the pyramids in South America. This is Afrocentrism based on racism, and it's becoming a trend in America where extreme Afrocentrists are trying to steal the cultures, are trying to change history, are trying to eradicate ancient civilizations to try and make themselves feel better. And if you say anything about it, you're racist. These beautiful pyramids in Mexico, they were built by ancient civilizations like the Aztec and the Mayans, which are a huge part of Mexico or Latino culture. The pyramids in South America were also built by ancient civilizations. The myth and rumor that the Olmec were black came from ignorant people who don't understand that certain features do not belong to a single race. So the Olmec statues had fuller lips, they had bigger noses, and because of that, people are claiming that they are African. The paper that originally stated that the Olmec were black was retracted because there was no actual evidence of Olmec being black. The fact that people are continuously pushing this theory despite there being absolutely no physical evidence to support this statement and attempting to wipe out the history of ancient civilizations that are important to other people's cultures, all while acting like a victim, is extremely hypocritical.
So now let me show you some stuff. Yep, I know. Amazing. Thank you, sis. Watch this. He said that the word MESHIACHA means something else. You can Google it. It's not complicated. In Aramaic, the term Meshiach or MESHIACHA in term signifies an anointed, one who brings salvation or delivers a nation. Meshiach. Did I lie? No, I did not. Not a lie. Now, I'm going to show you something. Watch this. I never showed this to y'all before. Now I'm going to show you today. Pay attention to this stuff right here. It says, the Israelites believed in heaven. Right? Isaiah 14:12. Some ancient Americans believed in heaven. Right? Some. Okay. Sounds good. The Israelites believed in hell. Ancient Mayas believed in hell. Psalms 9:17. The Mayas believed in immortality, a form of heaven and hell. The book called The Ancient Sun Kingdoms of the Americas. Marriage ceremonies were conducted by Israelites. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and he will cleave unto his wife, and there shall be one flesh. Marriage ceremonies were conducted by the ancient Americans. The rites of a marriage were celebrated with as much formality as in any Christian country. The history of the conquest of Mexico. Divorce was allowed by the Israelites. Divorce was allowed by the ancient Americans. Adultery was very evil among the Israelites. Adultery was very evil among the Aztecs, or the Aztec Indians. The laws of the Aztecs were registered, exhibited to the people in their hieroglyphical paintings. Adulterers, as among the Jews, were stoned to death. Woo. You're going to deny that? You see what I'm saying, family? We had order. All of a sudden, now that doesn't matter. Indigenous revolution. Native Indians who think that we've been here since like fucking a million years. Committing adultery with the heart, meaning the mind, was sinful among the Israelites. Proverbs 6:25 talks about that. Proverbs 23:6-7 talks about that. Committing adultery with the eyes was sinful among the ancient Americans. A more extraordinary coincidence may be traced with Christian rites, but the most striking parallel with Christian scripture is in the remarkable declaration that he who looks too curiously on a woman commits adultery with his eyes. History of the conquest of Mexico. Native Americans, you natives that don't believe you're part of this history, like, what the fuck you think? I just showed up here by myself? What are you saying? Like, that's not true?
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
It says here, righteous living was a major doctrine of the Israelites. Righteous living was a major doctrine of the ancient Americans. Israelites confessed their sins to their leaders. Ancient Americans confessed their sins to the leaders. Prayer was practiced by the Israelites. Prayer was practiced by the Mayans. And you want to know why this is significant? Because not all nations in the world did this, fam. This is the thing you have to understand. Fasting, the absence of food and drinks from spiritual support, was practiced by the Israelites. Fasting, the absence of food and drink for spiritual support, was practiced by the ancient Americans. Not every single nation did this. Only these two did this. Only these two nations did this. Look, listen, man. Somebody were the Israelites, family. And I think it was you guys. Whether you believe it or not, that's up to you, bro. Like the video that the brother sent to me. Thank you, by the way, bro. Thank you for giving this to me, man. I appreciate you. Very good message. Very good message. Sometimes I do say some really good shit. Sometimes I just I just talk a lot of shit. But I do appreciate this. You should listen to this. You got people here trying to steal your shit, and you don't even know it's yours. It's like you don't even know you don't even know you're sitting on $1 million, so to speak, and somebody's going behind your back trying to take that ticket. Like, just imagine you as a kid, and other kids, hey, what's up, man? And you're kind of sitting up a little bit. You're not leaning back, but you have your little envelope full with your little $1 million ticket, and some kid that's trying to be so-called your friend, he's reaching behind you, trying to take that envelope, bro. That's exactly what that is. And what I'm trying to do is show you guys, like, yo, told you gotta open up that envelope, okay? Just open it up, and if you don't like it, fine. Maybe it ain't for you. But I think that if you take your time and pay attention and read these things that we provide for you, without being so insecure, I think you just might be able to help us here to get rid of that malinche shit that we're all suffering. A lot of you guys are suffering that malinche shit. You guys want to be enslaved. But I don't understand that. Ah, man, are you serious, bro? I've been quiet the whole time. Fucking shit. But it like just mute me out of nowhere, bro. I don't even know how long I've been fucking reading like this without it. How come nobody said nobody? Nobody said shit, bro. You guys fucking suck. I don't even know how much I was reading, and I didn't even realize that I was on mute. Well, I'm really basically showing you the similarities between Israelites and natives. Israelites and natives. Fuck, man. Thank you, brother, for showing me, man. Thank you for sharing that shit. But somebody else could have told me. For you haters that love the fact that are watching this shit and you couldn't have said shit, fuck you too, man. Just leave, bro. Just leave, log off, you know what I'm saying? Like unsubscribe. You guys aren't worth it here. You guys are scrapas is what we say in Spanish. You're scrapas, homie. You ain't helping the cause. You're sitting here listening to me, passing pages, and you don't even wonder, like, is he muted or what the fuck? Man, fuck you. Get out of here, bro. Y'all are haters. It is what it is now, fam. Like, I ain't got no time to fucking waste for people, bro. Like, seriously, bro. You're either helpful or you're not. I've been sitting here reading this shit, and barely your brother fucking shared it with me. So I don't care, bro. I don't care. I got no emotions for y'all no more, bro. You either believe in what I'm saying, You know what I'm saying? And you appreciate it, thank you very much, or you don't, and you're just a hater. Other people are actually trying to listen, trying to learn, bro. And you guys can't even help. Scrapas, homie. Y'all are scrapas. This is what I say that shit. You hate the fact that I'm actually proving my point. And you know what's so sad? This is the sad part. If I was a white guy, I'd have more followers. If I was a black motherfucking dude, I'd have more followers. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that I'm raza, nobody cares. Because even raza hates what I say. Here's the book about Van Wooten, is what I was talking about. These are the people, these are wobbles trying to steal your heritage. You don't care, though. No, you don't care. Like, it don't matter to you. You see these features? Do they look black? Do they look like Negroes from West Africa? Do these look like Negroes from West Africa? You telling me these people were here from the beginning of time? These are West Africans? These are African people looking here. Really? That's what you're saying? You see, these wobbles, they always bring up this book, but they never bring up these pictures. What about them? Do they look black? Look at that. Does he look like a West African Negro? Does he look like Shaq? This guy right here. Shit. Come on, bro. Hey, what the hell? Man, this is whack. Hold on a second, fam. Man, y'all pissed me off, dude. Shit is fucking whack, bro. I've been there for like 4 minutes, dude, and y'all didn't say shit. She's haters, way. Think I got more haters watching this channel than people that actually like this channel, dude. That's some sad shit. I got more hater support than anybody else. It's fucking sad. Anyways, look, do you see this right here, bro? I shared this with you guys the other day. And who is this happening to?
So you really want
Our people, bro.
Putting more regular.
Our gente. Ah, yes, estuvo, güey. I'm not gonna waste my time with this fucking shit. Let me see if I got something else, and then that's it. I'm done. This shit is whack. Shit.
En la Plaza de Reyes, Black 50, Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber? ¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltomé. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Elevé mi level con un label y un Faber Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tablet? Juro por mis aguas que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchado neto, búscame por Pico Sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi pro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle taco pro. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjame decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el black shit, black sea metal de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker, Soplón.
Nero Luigi, man, desde Peña,
victoria para que sepa. Incas Mo, it's money gang gang, yeah, yeah, Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Y soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lele, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles. Y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto. Pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. Está súper rafina la Doggy Style, metido en latina aprendiendo un quizá. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal, yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad, yeah. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña, te tiran para atrás, yeah. La calle limeña aquí nadie la teña, ya nada es igual, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad, yeah. Saliste ese peña aquí con una seña, te tiran para atrás, yeah. La calle limeña aquí nada le doy, ya nada es igual, yeah. Tienes que respetar, yeah. Si yo soy tu papá, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Incas Mob, negro. Yeah, it's Incas Mob, nigga. Yeah, Nero Luigi, man. Incas Mob, yeah. It's money gang, 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 yeah.
Hey, yo. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el mes. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under. Puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré la ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirven ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante por querer lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito pa' que el mundo conociéramos de esta parte mejor intérprete que de esta cordillera. Sin luz afuera, que el espectáculo es dentro. La calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento. Cuando yo me concentro, mis disparos son temas. La calle un poema, se siente desde cuando entro. Y a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean, los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clon del clon en la misma gestión, pero a la malla no llega el balón. Y para esta pantalla no existe patrón. Yo ya me sé la cuestión y doy fe por cada renglón. Consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Yango en la maldita casa, Plaza de Rey y papá. El Nero Luigi, Black Mental, hip hop peruano. Rasgo en la maldita base. Yao, yao, yao.
Soy de Perú, bandido, contento porque en esta parte del mundo he nacido. Más que orgulloso de crecer en donde yo he crecido. Me siento bendecido y aquí me quiero morir. Y la verdad porque así será. Agradecido con la vida y con Dios que me puso aquí. Y con todo aquello que influyó para que fuera en sí. Porque así yo puedo decirte gracias por mi color, idioma y también por mi idiosincrasia. Yo soy uno más que aprecia la tierra en la que nació. Aunque el género en el que me expreso por aquí no se inventó. Pero que chucha, esto es pa' aquel que escucha y se mantiene en lucha con el puño arriba y la capucha. Tierra de donde gran parte siempre se quita, pero regresa pues como un niño a su madre necesita. Gobierna una política maldita donde si se enferma el que no tiene no le regalan ni las curitas. Por eso, pero no es sinónimo de progreso y no esas mierdas sentadas en el Congreso. En fin, somos de un sitio en donde nada cae del cielo, en donde muchos trabajamos desde niños hasta abuelos. Lo que siempre sé en esta mi tierra crece, a pesar que unas veces no paguen al que cosecha lo que merece. No solo aquí, también en toda América Latina, víctima de aquella supuesta raza más fina. Pero no olviden que en Perú no existen razas, somos una especie de seres humanos que se porten en masa, que cuando se revela atacarán enjambre. Un peruano se puede morir de todo, pero nunca de hambre. Yo represento a los desiertos y a la montaña, aquella selva que si miras de arriba te engaña y te hace pensar que el paraíso está en el suelo, donde se refleja el cielo temprano en la mañana. Yo soy peruano, así que mejor infórmese antes de juzgar a mi apariencia y mi piel morena. Aquellos seres humanos que sobresalen, soportando todo a pesar de que muchos quiero nada. Tierra de grandes señores, culturas y soñadores, gente amable que te hace pensar, yo me quedo acá. Sufrimos y nos levantamos como otros pueblos hermanos, víctimas de terroristas y tiranos que se llevaron mucho y a muchos para el carajo. Pero el peruano sabe cómo se sale de abajo. Por eso más de lo que sé y de lo que escucho, en todas partes siempre respetan a los peruchos. Y es un hecho que a la mayoría nada le complace, razón por la cual quiere ser el mejor en lo que hace. Es que así se nace cuando eres peruano. Aquí tienes de todo, pero también nada se regala, hermano. Norte, sur o centro, en donde quiera que te pares. Lo dijo Romero, el Perú es de la concha su madre. Orgulloso de mi esencia, de mi herencia. Tengo un tatuaje en la maleta que te indicará mi procedencia, para que quede bien claro de dónde es que soy. Represento a donde voy y así lo hicimos siempre hasta el sol de hoy. Esta canción yo la compuse estando lejos de mi patria y no por querer hacerme el pendejo. Desde la costa por la sierra hasta la selva somos cholos. Si tú me entiendes no permitas que yo haga este coro solo. Yo represento a los desiertos y a la montaña, aquella selva que si miras hacia arriba te engaña y te hace pensar que el paraíso está en el suelo, donde se refleja el cielo temprano en la mañana. Yo soy peruano así que mejor infórmese antes de juzgar a mi apariencia y mi piel morena. Aquellos seres humanos que sobresalen, soportando todo a pesar de que muchos les envenenan. Con la fe, ajá, yeah. La promoción lunática, na 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 na, ey, ey. Pregunta dónde se quedó, pregunta cuándo fue que la muerte por su casa pasó, pregunta por su vida y mira su cuerpo tiro en la mitad de la cabeza y se pregunta si es su muerto más si la muerte vino por él, llevándose alegría. A su hermana la puedes ver llorando todavía. Todos se preguntan quién, pero nadie puede responder hasta que pega el fierro en la mano del muerto. Ahora es un fantasma que vive pintado en una pared, el mismo que anda penando en el barrio. No está tranquilo porque caminando con otro la ve, por la que se mató sin pensarlo bien. ¿Y para dónde es que se van? Cuando por una tonta razón se van aquellos que más quieres. Pregunto para dónde irán. Es uno menos en el barrio y uno más para el recuerdo. De pocos a pocos mi gente se desvanece, pero casi siempre son los que no lo merecen. La muerte de un inocente lo sabe la gente, pero nadie dice que él se lo llevó. Se rompió un corazón, lágrimas de madre, sangre en sus manos y no lo comprende el padre. Recuerda que la vida no tiene un valor y grita al cielo, mejor recógeme a mi Señor. Pase lo que pase hoy, siempre con la mente en tu recuerdo, en mi corazón te llevaré. Para donde quiera que yo voy, pienso diferente, es que el amor ahora está presente. Pase lo que pase hoy, siempre con la mente en tu recuerdo, en mi corazón te llevaré. Para donde quiera que yo voy, pienso diferente, es que el amor ahora está presente.
Dime dónde están los que desaparecieron, los que no volvieron, los que de uniforme se vistieron. ¿Dónde están los que ya no están del soldado Juan, que una bala traspasó su cuerpo con el ruido de una? Son historias como mi prima Gloria, que su cuerpo no aparece pero queda su memoria. Niña de 5 años que su aliento ya es agónico, encuentra el cuerpo pero envuelto está en periódicos. La vida es una tumba que la suerte te depara, la muerte está en la mano de aquel hombre que dispara. Padre que espera a su hijo que vive en la urbe, pero al día siguiente lo recogerá en la morgue. Se cuentan horas, días y también los calendarios. Primo, nadie sabe si caerás en cementerios, como mi amigo Mario que jugaba a ser sicario, hasta mató a su hermano y lo tomó como algo serio. Se cuentan horas, días y también las estadísticas. Para la policía un expediente más en balística. La lista aumenta y también el desenfreno, como aquel niño que golpeado en el hogar se siente ajeno. Le pone freno y toma la decisión, sacando la pistola de su padre en el cajón. Su lápida ahora pinta: hijo mío, te queremos, y la muerte nos permite, algún día nos veremos.
Pase lo que pase hoy, siempre con la mente en tu recuerdo, en mi corazón te llevaré. Para donde quiera que yo voy, pienso diferente, es que el amor de ahora está presente. Pase lo que pase hoy, siempre con la mente en tu recuerdo, en mi corazón te llevaré. Para donde quiera que yo voy, pienso diferente, es que el amor de ahora está presente.
pierden en el camino de la vida. ¿Dónde van? Dime dónde van. Se detienen pulsos y otros por impulsos para el diván. Penas que se cuentan en la esquina. Cuidado con la neblina que la muerte se avecina por la acera. Joven estudiante muere en una balacera. Otro lío de pandillas que en el diario aparecerá. La vida se desaparece como el humo de un cigarro. Loco disparando desde un carro. Otra vida que se pierde bajo el cielo gris. No se puede ser feliz cuando gente muere en un desliz. Como Marco que soñaba con ser narco, viajar en barco y olvidarse de las penas en su cuarto. Pero cada vez que parcha ya se siente harto. Y su corazón marchito marcha para el infarto. Almas en oferta como Berta. Que se acuesta en una cama pero en otra se despierta. Son 14 años y ya perdió la niñez. Se desaparece un viernes y no regresa en 2 o 3. Coleccionando amores, sin importancia a los rumores. Malos menores, sin temores y sin valores. Deambulando en cada city, con el futuro a convertirse en un graffiti.
Pase lo que pase hoy, siempre con la mente en tu recuerdo, en mi corazón te llevaré. Para donde quiera que yo voy, pienso diferente. Es que el amor ahora está presente. Pase lo que pase hoy, siempre con la mente en tu recuerdo, en mi corazón te llevaré. Para donde quiera que yo voy, pienso diferente. Es que el amor ahora está presente.
Yo, comentando, ¿qué dicen? Sí, ¿qué cuentan? Ya, escúchame, ya. Los medios cuentan que si hay libertad de prensa, la mordaza es cosa escasa y todos dicen lo que piensan. Y esa sutil es impresa y repetida diariamente tiene contenta tu mente con yo soy combate y fiesta. Presta el control, Tarantino no es tan gore como los crímenes de amor que a toda hora se nos muestra. Pues tal vez la estrategia impuesta, pánico en el público y manejarás el cuesta pal. Político en vez de patrullas se vende camilla para un hospital. Como si esa mierda de tombo no diera seguridad. No será casualidad que el otro dueño del canal sea el cerro sobrino pero bueno de un primo hermano pariente papá. Que esa nostalgia no es noticia, su codicia se evidencia. Propicia violencia y plástico, panémicas belleza. Fútbol, patriotismo falso, culos, vasos de cerveza. Pele cáncer pa' tu mesa y el domingo en misa pesa. Sobre su cabeza pesa el atraso mental del pueblo. Oposición vendió trasero, dictador grupo Romero. Pero se confundieron acá la palabra es cruda. A tu educación en camino se afloja la lucha a través de cultura. Es como genera de uno, tal vez otro loco se suma. Ya saben cortina de humo que explota la mina que mata la cuna. Primo, vengo que trata la friuna, no una pura canción de aventura. Así no censura, mi de basura, no le conviene que sepa verdura. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, no por llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía algún día cambiará. Hay extorsiones, robo, violaciones, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía algún día cambiará.
Sensacionalismo, amigo eterno de la prensa, el mismo que forjó al humano sumiso, callado y muestra. En el noticiero, en el artículo del diario, la vida de una bebé que poco invierte.
Al vecindario
sirven como fieles feligreses, a oscuro interés, mienten todo el día, crean solo estupideces. La historia afirma, indica que siempre negaron información alternativa que todo pueblo merece. A cada instante pareciera su labor asesinar una memoria colectiva que hace una nación. Con una prensa cómplice que juega con humor, desconociendo ese dolor que nos dejó ese dictador. Cortina de humo es su mejor función, para apartarte de la fuente harán de todo. Pues miró, hoy como venderte el culo de Sharon Stone, cagándose en tu derecho a la objetiva información. El narco, el almirante, el presidente, el congresista, algún ministro, algún delegado, de seguro es el patrón de ese periódico morboso y amarillo que al leerlo 2 minutos te vuelve en un show. Los medios son culpables, responsables de toda propaganda basura que te ofrece la TV. Pues será mejor que se autoeduque, pues my friend, porque el comercio de los medios te carcome hasta las 100.
Hay violaciones, extorsiones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que viva
vivan en la fantasía, algún día cambiará. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto morbo el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en brindis para que vivan en la fantasía, algún día cambiará. Que algún día cambiará. Que algún día cambiará, CPF.
Se ve tan mal cuando miras a otro lado, los fantasmas del pasado no se detendrán hasta verte derrumbado. Lo hemos pasado. Andaba a golpes con la tristeza, me aportó riqueza, me otorgó sabiduría, pues se dibujaba en todas mis piezas. Yo con alegría le daba color después. La aguja sigue girando, tiempo parece burlar de mí. Dijo que sanaría esperando, pero creo que la espina aún sigue ahí. Con los dedos lo voy palpando, cierro los puños, escapa de aquí. Agonizando, no me espera el tiempo, no voy a esperar por ti.
Nuestras huellas en la orilla se han borrado por la marea. Si esas estrellas ya no brillan, las entiendo pa' que veas. Sea donde sea, bajo la tormenta o dentro de la odisea, donde arañas cubren el cielo de tela, los aviones nadan y los barcos vuelan. Aunque parezca que va bien, no sabes bien si va mal. Besos que pueden doler, ojos que pueden matar. Tengo mi alma en el almacén encerrada, mi corazón está en huelga, mis sentimientos en ámbar. Gente que la mala dijo que estaría presente, fallaron como nunca, se fueron para siempre. Millones de razones para vengarme, pero a veces duele más actuar indiferente.
Como no quieren ver ahogados, tenemos branquias y cerrados los bronquios como la mente de un guardia. Yo soy la montaña y vine con la cordillera. Más cojones que tu ganga tiene una madre soltera. Tú cúbrete si suena mi tu. A mi lado tengo soldados fumando de su palulu. Ni un conjuro de grimorio me lo salva del velorio. Pa' tener pila valorio se matan vestidos de emporio. Y yo no quiero una pistola, estoy soñando que la vida que quería me llega a tiempo. Desde que yo la vi sola, loco ando. Vino a verme cuando el sol se estaba poniendo y se dejó una pluma y se perdió en la bruma. Nunca se despidió de mí, nunca se despidió de mí.
Vivo en un mundo que parece roto y sé que no, porque todo es perfecto y lo debo plasmar. Me fumo un trócolo tras otro y lo veo todo otro color. Me siento libre porque vuelvo a conectar. Mi gente sufre y no lo puedo evitar, más que dándole consejos siempre desde la humildad. Es su camino hacia la fraternidad. Solo puedo que enseñarles a respetar y amar. Con esta bendición como no voy a aprovechar. Los códigos que llegan los tenemos que aceptar. Si me reencarné fue para ayudar y no para malgastar mi tiempo en beneficio del mal. En la unión nace la fuerza y eso nos hace juntar las ganas que siempre tuvimos para iluminar a la gente que se le ocurra y la malla armonizar. Vinimos para dar fuego a la que no nos va a quemar.
Arda y por dentro la llama, no puedo contener la ras. Churruscao el corazón, el armazón no puede llegar a pesarme más. Si abro la boca, tu tumba al suelo, me muelo a diario y sobrado de gas. Escupo ristas perfectas, paladas de versos eternos, no mueren jamás. Cuando acabe mi condena, me vi muy solo y perdido. Cada vez más negra la flema, más elegante el problema, pero planté cara a todos mis enemigos. Recuperé las ganas, las fuerzas y el garbo. Dedico requiems a mis diablos, que aquí estoy vivo de milagro.
milagro. Delicadas flores crecieron entre los cardos. Me dicen vienes más delgado que de costumbre. Será de tanto que he bailado en el alambre, que a tanta pena es mejor no ponerle nombre. Llevamos la música en vena, nuestra sangre. Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo, Quieren pensar, sin ni siquiera estar al mando. Tanta publicidad subliminal te está matando. Les cuesta decidir por sí mismos cuál es su mando. Publican sonrisas con el corazón llorando. Quieren brillar, pero sin tener que valerse de tener sus ideas propias. Los veo a todos igual, solo son la réplica de la imitación de una triste copia. Obedece, la vida es un suspiro y envejeces. Te dejas distraer por estupideces y pierdes el eje. Te duele por dentro, entonces te creces, pero aceptas mucho menos de lo que mereces. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. Conserva tu juicio y tu intuición, más activos que el que lucha por lo suyo y no se rinde. Yo ya sé bien cuál es mi misión, y es contarte que el mal por su propio pie pronto se extingue. No caigas bajo su control, pues por la televisión es normal que mal lo pinte. Tú mantente firme en conexión con la fuente de creación, vivirás siempre de fin de. Dios abre los ojos, dime lo que ves. A tus propios hijos matándose por billetes. Niños mueren cada 2 por 3. Pa' unos es bendición, con otros por su causa pequen. Y yo que intento ser un ser crístico, voy bendiciendo hasta los diablos. Piensan que es cierto el mensaje típico. Dicen que invento lo del engaño, y mientras lucho contra mis errores, demonios escucho, me ofrecen soluciones. Pero sé que hay un ángel que quiere que mejore. Me dice haz un trabajo interno antes de que lo ignores, antes que otra vez llores y se llenen los mares de pena y de dolores, ya que en mi mente no caben. La paz no va en un sobre, somos algo importante. Nunca te revelaste y por eso no lo sabes. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido, no. Todos repiten lo que dice el referente. Discursos vacíos lejos de ser coherentes. De lo que no sabes será mejor que no inventes. Que investigues y no te dejes lavar la mente. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie
Yeah, man, real bomba clock and I set the volume 8. This is the music from the my niggas. Yeah, man. Oh, repeat them, repeat them. Hey, hey. La 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 la. You man a tribute for Black Uhuru Ray. Hey, hey, hey. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Por soñar soñé que todo cambiaría, por pensar pensé. Luchar a sangre fría sin perder la fe. Viviendo el día a día, más con sentimiento que marcó mi sinfonía. Darle pan al que no puede comer, darle bendición al que sepa renacer. 3000 errores solemos cometer, pero solo un gran hombre lo sabrá reconocer. Y me di cuenta hoy de tantas cosas, algunas crudas, otras bastante hermosas. Son los más sabios, personas poderosas, no aquellos bastardos que destrozan nuestras prosas. Es la perdición, mala situación de manchar tu corazón por tu mala acción. Dame una razón para darte mi perdón. Siento que tu alma se consume como el humo de este blon. Derramo poesía, arte mensajero que reclamo cada día. Pretendo ser sincero, más comparto mi alegría con todo caballero que mantenga la presión cuando andamos bajo cero. Sentimientos perdidos con calma, malos actos mancharon tu alma. No pide perdón quien dispara el arma, no sabe que un ladrón se bate con el karma. Broken microphone, mystic love sound, a dream of soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Wanna ganja respect from Volume 8. My niggas on Volume 8, this is K on the studio respect. Alright, alright, alright. Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Below the time like this, bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Below the time like this, bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Oh. La 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 la. When I got just smoking from the studio of the on. And when I can just your nigga on the floor. When I live a sound. Oh them, ah. Bye bye rhythm, bye bye sound in
Viven muriendo de la envidia como los niños en Siria de la bomba que le manda el Pentágono. Y todo el día, mamá mía, keeping it mood, that's so real. Love was man, I never fear, never, no, no. La travesía de la vida más que misericordiosa y nuestra prosa siempre para favor, no. Tú podrás por mierda traicionar a tu familia, matar tu brazo sangre si vos sabías, pero yo no. Familia, familia, es el que está a la mínimo. Familia, familia, comparta almas cristalinas. Familia, familia, Rasta Giant familia. Familia, familia, Magna White son familia, ya no maniga.
خواتي شو من حالي وشو من حالي هني بالك ربي كبير وربي عالي هو اللي جاي يديني اليوم وباقي سالي ربي يغفر لي ولا دراري خواتي شو من حالي وشو من حالي هني بالك ربي كبير وربي عالي هو اللي جاي يديني اليوم وباقي سالي ربي يغفر لي ولا دراري. Un sueño donde no había amor, brilla el color de una flor. Se marchaba lentamente con el sol en el horizonte. Pude hacer algo para calmar en mi dolor. Y es por eso que le pongo flow, viviendo alto siempre. Burruco bimba, y es que todo por la familia. Burruco bimba, y es por eso vengo a bendecir. Burruco bimba, y es que todo por la familia. Burruco bimba, y es por eso vengo a bendecir.
Familia, es el que está a la mínimo. Familia, comparte almas cristalinas. Familia, Rastachayan familia, Magna White son familia, ya no maniga.
Magna super slalom, subiendo a nuevo escalón. Metallic in the salon, esquivo like de Stallone. Esos stage van del palo, pero bitch no rasca malón. Aunque me enrollo nada cáñamo, nunca me paro. Aunque van tras de mí, no se pueden medir. Buscan el elixir, está metalizado. Y es que yo soy así, no van a descubrir sexy flow y skill con este descaro. Si familia necesita de ti, fíjalo. Burruco Connection Antarctic Field, dígalo. A mí nadie area de París, día yo. Los magnates han llegado, están aquí, víalo. Para soportar el dolor como no imaginas, es la vida en ámbar. Aunque creas que no puedes tú solo con la movida, yo llevaré tus bambas. Familia, fighting the hate and the media. Familia, it's original, man. Familia, fighting the hate and the media. Familia, yo soy un rocket, ellos abrilia. Con los míos siempre se lo baila. Menea melena, remueve la vaina. Aunque agarre fuerte el fruto para que no se caiga. Son los magna de boss final. Con los míos siempre se lo baila. Menea melena, remueve la vaina. Aunque agarre fuerte el fruto para que no se caiga. Son los magna de boss final.
Disparo a millas sin mirar y sin mirar, sin asimilar que es la puta herida de tu vida hurgo. Los manates la chatarrilla hacen pa' pillar, piltrafillas, tres no nos pilla y se va con la furgo. Te hará falta una pedicura y una cura, si se apura, quizás llega la locura de mi turbo. Dale vueltas a la partícula, deja ya la mandíbula quieta que sola llega a Luxemburgo.
Niño, prepara la compota que la pera pasa.
Pero vinimos a mejorarla.
Pa' hablar por mi familia y tengo autoridad.
Saben que no puedo cagarla.
Si pones ritmo y los manos les toca cuatro patas. Si quieres esa vaina va a probarla. Estoy aquí en el party donde se gana. Guata que el guatan alma.
Vive muriendo de la envidia como los niños en Siria de la bomba que le manda el Pentágono. Y todo el día, mamá mía, keeping it mood, so real, lo es mana, never fía, never, no. La travesía de la vida más que misericordiosa y nuestra prosa siempre para fabono. Tú podrás por mierda traicionar a tu familia, matar tu brazo sangre si vos sabías, pero yo no.
Familia, es el que está a la mínimo. Familia, comparte almas cristalinas. Familia, Rastachayan familia,
Magna White son familia, ya no maniga.
Bombo cry, sing it, cross the line on them. Warrior, vengo con los míos, Magna get to life, fire them. Bombo cry, sing it, cross the line on them. Warrior, vengo con los manas, esa get to life, fire them. I could stop, shut up on the microphone ballad, and let's smoke the marijuana, psycho Buddha bombo clap. Bang in the street, fire burn it, fill it with. Rasta man, I got Illuminati, play the kill. Stop, shut up on the microphone ballad, and let's smoke the marijuana, psycho Buddha bombo clap. Bang in the street, fire burn it, fill it with. Key Cray is a king, Magna sting. Nobody, no kill them.
In a crazy style. Chale, no fire them. It's a Rasta ganja.
Nobody, no kill them.
It's a crispy style. Tally, the fire cream. It's a Rasta ganja.
Familia, Rasta chai is familia.
Key Cray is familia.
Familia, pure nego is familia.
Familia, Zico, Key Magneto, familia.
Familia, es el que está a la mínima. Familia, comparte almas cristalinas.
soy mexicano, soy mexicano, soy mexicano, soy mexicano, soy mexicano.
Ya, México lindo y querido, mi lugar donde he nacido. Le agradezco mucho a Dios que mexicano me ha elegido. Aquí la tierra del corrido, del hombre aguerrido, de mi gente chambeadora que jamás se me ha rendido. México es un país mucho bonito, pura comida buena, por eso estamos gorditos. Oh, sí, sí señor, venga a probar los tacos al pastor con un vaso de agua de melón o quizás de horchata, o si quiere también una coca de lata. Arriba México y su gente guapo, y más que nunca se busca nuestro nombre en el mapa.
Soy mexicano y represento los colores, desde pequeño el país de mis amores. Soy mexicano y represento los colores, desde pequeño el país de mis amores. México para todos está en la cima del éxito, del éxito. Soy mexicano, soy mexicano, soy mexicano. Soy mexicano, soy mexicano, soy mexicano.
Soy de México, este país es mío y tuyo, la nación de mis amores, te lo digo con orgullo. Verde, blanco, rojo, qué bonito, una serpiente al pico del águila real. Adiós dinosaurios, cayó el meteorito, se cree en la península de Yucatán. Que tu cora vibre con la lucha libre, con el cine de oro que sale Tintán. Tú tienes a Batman, nosotros tenemos al Chapulín Colorado, que es mejor que Spider-Man. Mariachi, tacos, tequila, mezcal, que viva México, como este país nunca habrá igual. Yo
soy mexicano y represento los colores, desde pequeño el país de mis amores. Soy mexicano y represento los colores, desde pequeño el país de mis amores. Es Alberto Saucedo, con Jets y GH y el compa 100.
México lindo y querido. Ya.
México, 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 México.
Es hora de despertar al gigante dormido.
Y va de nuevo mi Tony.
Mexicano bandido, todo el barrio prendido. Siempre ando bien juido, siempre poniendo ruido. Mexicanos al grito de guerra, yo defiendo mi tierra. No me dejo de nadie, yo cuido a los míos, mi raza se aferra.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Me voy tendido, me voy empinando mi bote. Un poco mareado por la bebida y el borlote. Me tiene hasta la riata la gente con su mitote. Pero me despreocupo, me pelan todo el garrote. Me para la chota, ya es por mi apariencia. Que hay tantos delitos, que hay tanta demencia. Yo no cargo nada, no más mi presencia. Pinche puerco joto, atente a las consecuencias. Si no topa el poli en breve nos para en la calle. No puede salir uno homie porque ya hay detalles. No quiere que conteste, quiere que yo solo calle. Quiere mi dinero pero que chinga su madre. A la dica este sistema nos quieren ver abajo, pero tumbar gente quien les dijo que es trabajo. Puro chingar al indio, váyanse mucho al carajo. Loco no me rajo, lo bueno porque
se armó la alianza más pesada del país. Todo el mundo ya conoce las rimas de estos MCs. Pa' ponerme más feliz, unos paisas de hachís. Mis paisas en el gabacho, bien truchas con la polis. Loco en Guanajuato, con los ojos bien tumbados. De coto con el quesada, rifando por todos lados. Atento si prendo un blunt en cabina cuando grabo. Represento Nuevo León, junto a mi carnal el Davo. Cuando voy pa' Jalisco, el pasado está olvidado. Con el perro de la C, bien grifo, pedo y enfiestado. Chécate mi banderón, unido como había soñado. Bien bajado ese balón, compa Lefty bien bajado. Puro hip hop mexa, hasta que amanezca. Pásenme un mezcal y que no se apague la yesca. Ya saben que aquí andamos pilas pa' lo que se ofrezca. Si escribo estas rimas es pa' que se enorgullezca.
verde marihuana, blanca cocaína, roja la sangre que escurre de una nueva herida. Yo salí de la ruina, nunca se me olvida. Con disciplina y respeto sigo en siempre la movida. Ando bien high, la vida es un freestyle. Disfruta lo que hay, vivo entre el bien y el mal.
día viéndala y pinto tu barda con spray. Lo que canto es real. Azules y rojas las sirenas que me persiguen. No suben pa' la virgen, salen todos cuando chifle. Mi barrio no lo pisen, que andamos todos grises. Maldito policía, no quiero que me revises. Prende la mota en Canala o en Hitter. Ando con mi flota y el dealer. Tenemos lo que se te ofrezca, tú nada más pide. Me dijo mi madre que de la envidia me cuide.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Ya, ábranse cabrones, llegó el mexicano partiendo sin necesidad de palanca. Todos jugamos en la misma liga, yo soy titular, tú ves desde la banca. Disfruto cada cosa que me pasa, colaboro y mi carrera se levanta. El mismo cabrón que antes no tenía nada se la pasa viajando y dice que canta. Por eso me caga enfermarme de la garganta. Pero aguanta, traigo mata natural y humo de planta. 2, 3 cabrones dando lata y yo haciendo más plata. De esto la vida se trata y pa' que sepas no es barata. En sí da bolos desbarata con cada escalón que sube. Yo tuve la suerte de hacerme fama en YouTube. Hay 2, 3 raperos de antaño que me bajé de su nube. Los mandé pa' su casa y de premio hasta les pagué el Uber. Si alguien me tira es porque sabe bien que domino el negocio y quiere de mi parte. No quiero darlas de grande, pero si me tiras la neta me toca humillarte. Soy capitán, llevo el estandarte. Somos muy pocos los que hacemos arte. Este flow si es de Marte, tú dale like y comparte.
México lindo y bandido, diario a Diosito le pido que me cuide a la familia si un día el cora ya no late. Estoy bendecido porque me cuidan los míos. Orgullosamente me exatamos locos de remate. Jaque mate, no hable de volar si viene gateando. La cosa por la frontera se pone violenta, no importa el rango. Toda la raza jalándole duro, si hay algo seguro es la muerte en donde ando. Sudor y la sangre en la frente, los de alzada controlando. Se roban la atención, ya saben quiénes son. Vatos locos con sazón como el de un corridón. No quiera tomarme el pelo si ando todo pelón. Levantando la bandera, viva México cabrón.
Es el perrito de la C.
La bandera con un águila, Simón, mi tierra es esta. Me vale si mi piel o si mi acento les molesta. Acá jalan horas extras, nunca duermen la siesta. Están los que van pa'l jale y los que la viven de fiesta. Otros que en el pintón se tatúan de corazón. 3 colores en el pecho, morirían por su nación. Aunque su puto gobierno los puso en la situación de no terminar la escuela y terminar en la prisión. ¡Viva México, ladrones! ¿Qué hubo el expresidente? Ya saben que por mí policías chinguen a 20. Y ahí están mis 20 pa' la cagua. Agua, que es tierra caliente de Chiapas hasta Chihuahua. Wow, 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 yipi-yo, yipi-yucas. Buenas, Montegreen, Aguas, Tijuas y San Lucas. San Luis Potoyes, Mataulipas, La Puebluca. Dime si o no, loco, acá tienen lo que buscas.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Puro hip hop mexa, perros, 2023.
Ey yo, ey yo.
Somos la santa carnal.
Ey, los machingones de la plaza.
Oye, DJ Dundeque en los scratches. Desde alzada, mi perro. No saben quién soy o sí. Oye.
Viva México, cabrones.
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.